Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium, where I've discovered that if you stay very, very still while you're on New Kara. I was going to say New Romulus, but that's not New Romulus. But if you don't move, you cannot be caught by the 500-degree temperatures. Let's see if we can do that. See, I'm standing perfectly still. Nothing's singeing, nothing's burning. I'm just going to very carefully beam up. And perfect. Out of there without getting fried. Woo! So I guess next time we do transcendental tactics, all we have to do is stay very, very still. And speaking of, we are going to do that today because I have to do it on one more tune here. But it looks like I'm the only person here at the moment. What a pain that is. Wow, it's a quiet night. The other night it was absolutely filled with people. Tonight it's me. Go figure. Well, heck, just for that, let's see what's going on. We've got episodes that don't have any offense. Got episodes to play. Ooh, lots of episodes to play. Oh my gosh. Ah! Look at all the ones I haven't played yet. I'm going to be playing this game forever. Let's see. Well, I've got a fair amount of stuff. I don't need that. And I don't need that. And do I need any of that? Oh, I apparently don't have any extra stuff there. Let's go find a place where we can turn in some of that loot. Where's Drazana? There's Drazana. And if nobody joins me, maybe I will run off and level up some ships. And thank you, Dante. Dante and I have been talking about some various projects we've been working on. And my brain was doing something stupid going, did we talk about it? Or was that an idea I was thinking about? Or what? Do I still have to level? Oh, this thing's done. I can get rid of it and go get something else. Yay! Let's go throw some stuff in the bank. Oh my goodness. I've got way too much stuff, don't I? See, Petty Cash gets all the triples. He is our triple breeder. He also gets all of our stuff for the summer event, so we'll send that off. Nope, no, I need you back. Give me my mail back. What do you mean full? What, I've got too much stuff in my inventory? What a concept. Who has joined me? Well, hello, how are you?
Good so far.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Just logging in.
All right. Nobody else is here tonight. It is a quiet night in the game.
You mean nobody?
Well, I've looked at my list of friends, which is usually my clue as to who's here, and there's one person out of my list of like 400 friends who's in game at the moment. It's dead. Which is so funny because I was on earlier and everything was absolutely jammed. So I have no idea what's going on. I figure maybe everybody's getting dinner. There's supposedly a new storm coming through, fastest game on ice, and I didn't turn that in? Well, I've got that ready for next time then.
Fastest game on ice.
Yeah, from the winter event, I forgot to turn it in. Oops.
Uh,
That happens. I forget to turn stuff in. I plan for the summer event to do as many of the archaeology missions as possible, and leave them in in my inventory to be turned in, because you can turn them in as long as
after
you want
the
to.
event is concluded.
Right, but
Yes.
if you turn them in during the dilithium event, they not only have the accumulated dilithium, plus they've got the extra 50%, or whatever it is at that point. So it's entirely possible to get 50, 60, 70,000 dilithium from each one. That's very handy.
Well, you get all the lithium from the event reward, plus 50% was it from the lithium weekend if there's what
Exactly.
happen to be on one.
Exactly. So it's handy. You just have to be very careful to keep track of who's got what, because when I get down to like the last two people, it's like, shoot, 40 tunes. Which are the last two to turn it in? And get rid of
Well, I
this.
just got 6. Well,
What did you get?
I just got the 6 tunes.
That's-
That is a manageable problem.
Yes. Well, I'm slowly getting rid of some of them. Let's see, what have I done? I like that ship. I do not like that ship. That ship's done. Okay, fine. We'll do that one. Oh, that's nice.
Oh my dear, I recently had you could use your husband's old accounts
My
for your Vegas ventures.
Oh, no, that's Ed's stuff. Not my husband never played this. My husband played Eve Online and Civilization. Those were his two games that he loved to play.
Oh,
But no, Ed was the guy who had the extra accounts, and yes, I'm definitely using his stuff.
yeah, I think it could be nice to show people that you can, in the event reclaim list, that you will eventually amass a lot of things that you can reclaim
Oh,
if
yes.
you play for a very long time.
Oh, I definitely show people that they can accumulate stuff and what they can do when they accumulate stuff, because it's a lot more fun when you go through and it's just like, oh, and you can have this and that and this and that and this and that. People are like, oh, does it take long to get it? Sometimes.
Technically, yes.
Yeah, but you know, it's all good fun. I should go through some of these and get rid of the ones I don't like. That's a good one. Oh, no, that one I haven't opened up yet. That one I like. What else do I like? I already have that? Nope. I was building a different ship earlier today and going through this going, hold on, these are the same ones, aren't they? No, they're not. I'm not doing AP. We'll grab that one instead. Okay. Elite. Ooh, yes, let's grab that one. All right, I have a ship I can play with now. Ah, it's the Marquette. So
No.
Marquette is a relatively large town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Relatively large is a relative statement. And so my brother lives very close to there. My niece lives there, and every now and then, like once a week or so, they'll send me pictures of how wonderful the snowfall is. So there's one from a local town where, from the viewpoint, you can see snow, and then you can see the roof of a hotel, and then you can see more snow. And that's it. That is all you can see.
Everything is white.
Yep, it's white and snow. Because that's all there is. All right, I kind of have a ship. Let me get rid of some of this garbage on here. And then we can go do something. We were playing randoms this morning because Chris's laptop is having some issues with the power supply, so he hasn't been able to use it much. So we decided, since Chris wasn't there, we could play some ground stuff if we wanted to, and we agreed that we could do a random, because we never do randoms when Chris is there because it might be ground. And we got, of all things, gravity kills.
Oh joy.
And it was 3 of us regular players and 2 pickup people. And we ran that thing. It was so fast. It was faster than doing guillotine the other day. And I was telling everybody about that interesting version of guillotine.
Yeah, I wasn't quite fast enough to run around stuff.
I wasn't strong enough to
stuff
do
pretty
anything.
well, but I can shoot stuff pretty well enough, but that big top that isn't moving too fast.
I just didn't have enough power to do anything, so it wasn't worth my being there. There we go. All right, I have got some
Deuterium surplus ran out half.
So I'm going through some of these old accounts to get rid of them and clear them out. And I have some master keys bound to a character. You know what that means? I have 10 master keys bound to a character. I have to open up some inventory. What should I open up? I've got a safe galaxy box. What's in that one?
Yeah, Safe Galaxy is good. We can always use some more Watcher companion officers on the exchange.
Let me see what else I've got here. I've also got Far From Home, which has got the Crossfield Science Spearhead. That might be fun to open. Partners in Crime. That's nope. That's the Breen Kethsar Intel Courier, a ship that I was unimpressed with. Unlikely Allies. That is the Courier Pilot Raider. And what else do I have? And I have the Zatvash, which is the Dalkina.
Has also the weird plasma weapons.
It does.
That aren't very good.
But it's got the Dalkina, which I kind of like. Oh, what else do I have? And I have Last Generation, which has the Duderstadt. I have a Duderstadt, so that's okay. Let's open up some Zatvash. And I have 10 keys bound to me. Alright, here we go. Let's have some fun and see what happens. 35,000 fleet credits.
Oh joy.
This Space Trade Blue Skies. I don't know that one. Picard kit modules. I have got none of those. One impossible thing at a time. More Picard kit modules. 750 reputation. We'll give that to a new tune. Zatvash disruptor weapons. I've got some Zatvash cannons that are pretty good. Zatvash cold cases. What have we got left here? More disruptor weapons and one last box. R&D. I wish they'd take the R&Ds out of the boxes. Oh, well. Still got 2 of those left for the next time. Oh. And some more Lobi to add to the Lobi stash. So as I was saying, as I'm going through these old accounts, I'm discovering that I think I've got everything cleaned out, that I can start to get rid of the materials and move them over to another tune so they can use them. And then I realize I've still got hundreds of reputation boxes that have never opened, which is going to be more dilithium, which needs to be refined, more EC, more stuff, more things, more stuff that needs to get sold. That means more EC. It's a never-ending supply of stuff.
It would eventually be ending, I suppose.
It would be nice to be ending, yes. So, I have a ship that's sort of set up here. Would you like to go do something? Have you done your
Sure,
transdimensional tactics yet?
I did.
Okay.
How about you?
I have done it on one too, not on this one, but I'll wait because somebody may come on who hasn't done it yet. Then we can team up and do it then. I'm not in a hurry, and if I have to do it tomorrow morning, I'd do it tomorrow morning. Other than that, all of my endeavors are done.
I got an endeavor had an endeavor to fill where asks me to kill 20 Tholians.
Ooh, ground or space?
And I did that with ground Tholians, and I did that with the Uni.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Let's see. There we go. I'm just throwing things into the pile here. No, I don't want that. Let's put that up there. What's that one? Nope. No. No, 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 no. Definitely want that one. And that one. I'm good enough to go off and shoot a few things. And definitely need to do some cleaning on this tune before we go off to do anything serious. If I keep this ship. All right. Hi, my Starlight. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear your PC's almost done. What shall we do?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe something ground for now.
Okay. I just cleaned my pockets, and then I opened a whole bunch of boxes of stuff. Fine, I have to clean my pockets here. Let's do that one first. Oh, great. I don't need to do that one. Okay. I'll move that one then. Okay. Oops. hate when I have to remember my own account names and I can't remember them. What is my account number? I like those. Should quantify what cleaning your pockets means.
What do you have in your pockets?
All that stuff that we just opened up. Let's see. All that Zotvash stuff.
What does the Picard kit module do?
I do not know. Okay. Oh, goodness. My mail's full. So the Picard kits are, let's see, molecular solvent canisters, Tal-Shiar forensic scanners, and personal spatial trajectors. You get one of them.
Yeah, the personal spatial trajector. That's nice.
Well, let's beam back down to New Romulus and see what we got.
Can beam yourself to the position of an enemy and annoy him real well.
Well, somebody said
Good for an engineer.
Let's see, am I an engineer? I am an engineer. Wow. Let's go see what's actually in them.
Well, you can beam yourself to the position of an enemy and then toss mines at his feet.
Can you do that, let's say, on a binary circuit?
Yes.
Ooh. All right. Let's open that one. And Tal-Shiar forensic scanner is the first one. And the second one is the personal space trajector. So we are going to...
I often do that in Bug Hunt, where I beam myself to the Ravagers who are trapped on a cliff's edge or something, and then I am up there with some mines.
Okay.
And then the Ravager is no longer there.
Ooh, but apparently I have two of them. Let's... Oh, one's protected, so I must have had that before and never realized I had it. What's the other one? Tal-Shiar forensic scanner. To all living foes, negative 39.2 all damage resistance, negative 39.2 shield hardness, and creates a rollover buff. So, not necessarily something we want. Let's see. Personal space trajector is only going for 30,000. It's not going for a lot. Tal-Shiar is also going for not a heck of a lot. So I think I will take the extra trajector thingy and put it in the fleet bank. And I've got one for myself and not in there. Tell you what, let's put it over there. Put that over there. Elite Hazard Team Personal Shield. Do I care?
That is part of the set of that Elite Force thing. With the arc welder and the armor.
That could be fun. Might be an argument for doing that real quick. Do I have the rest of it? Okay, there's the body armor. No, I don't care about that. Go away. Elite. I don't think I've got the arc welder, though. Unless it came in the kit. Yeah, it did. Okay.
Yeah,
let's
come in a box.
Let's go do something on the ground so we can see how that all works. How's that?
Yes.
Okay. Got a taste.
Minor instabilities, you can personal trajectory yourself to the positions on the wall where the Romulans sit.
Ooh.
and annoy them on the wall, and then jump on the other side of the wall and open the door up for the others.
All right. So is that a clue that we want minor instabilities?
That would be one vote, yes. I'd
Okay.
like sub-consoles.
Minor instabilities. We are queued for that. And while we're queued, since my Starlight has paid 5,000... Oh, and I get a mysterious dark liquid on top of that. Hang on a second, we will get to that in a moment. Let's see, so sitting in here, I have the Emerald Chain Juggernaut and an Undine Nikor Bio Warship. Do I have anything else sitting in here that's fun? I've got a Tier 7 ship, a Tier 5 ship,
Tier 7
6
ships?
ships. I have a bunch of ships. Yeah, sorry, not Tier 7. The prize for the Meta 7th anniversary event, or 7th Meta event. I know what I'm trying to say. Words. See, on a lot of these, I've never bothered to take them like the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Wee woo?
Oh, wee woo.
This is why I keep saying, I have got ships I can put on each tune when I find the right ship. And while that's going, I will go down and get the mysterious dark liquid in just a moment, my Starlight, once we're done with this. In the meantime,
I
though...
got some dark liquid, but it isn't mysterious.
What
It's
is
coffee.
it? Well, that's a good one, too. Nothing wrong with coffee. I did way too much coffee yesterday because it's class day. So, packed my lunch, got a coffee on the way over, drank cold coffee all the way there, most of the halfway back, stopped, got another fresh hot coffee. So I've got a lot of coffee in me by the time I got home last night.
All depends on what coffee you're drinking.
Coffee from the truck stop.
Ah, yes, that has, yeah,
It
strong coffee.
It depends on the truck stop, but these days truck stops have actually very good coffee. Can we skip that? Yes. So I have a blend that I like of the regular coffee, and then they have some with extra caffeine, but it's ground and made to order for each cup. So it's actually pretty good. It's not too industrial. And it's a big truck stop, so when I pull in at like 10:30 at night, they have 100 trucks that are parked for the evening. So they're making coffee for a while. Truck stops here usually have restaurants. They've usually got decent coffee. They also have showers, and they frequently have laundries so that while the trucks are parked, the guys can come in, or ladies can come in, take a shower, do their laundry, have a hot meal. Did I put my trajectory down here? Is that it right there? Yes, it is.
Here's a question. Why don't they have laundromats in a hospital?
Generally because the people who are in the hospital aren't the ones who are doing laundry. I would have to take my husband's laundry home and do it and bring it back for him.
Yeah, that is... kind of gets annoying.
It does get annoying.
Yeah.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
They do have to have some facilities where they wash their stuff that might not be suitable for normal everyday clothing.
Generally not. Wow, I do not like this. I'm dying a lot faster
But I
than I'm used to it.
suppose my jeans or something would survive one of your two washes. What are the Romulans doing up here? You need to shoot them around there.
I am shooting them. I'm just not liking my weapon at the moment. So yeah, I would bring my husband a couple of changes of clothes, take his old stuff home, wash it, make it smell not like a hospital.
Romulans are attacking from the west.
But they have facilities in the hospital for doing hospital laundry, like the sheets and blankets and stuff, but not for you to do your laundry. Hello, Mar Hawkman.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
Yeah, I'm figuring if I threw normal clothes in there, if I was allowed to throw normal clothes in there, those normal clothes wouldn't survive many
No,
wars.
no, because it's got to be super hot water, usually with pretty industrial laundry
Yeah.
detergents.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
Well, Mar Hawkman has joined us, but he hasn't said anything yet.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, there you are.
I mean, when I joined in, you guys were already talking
Oh.
about it. I was just listening.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
Well, we're talking about hospital laundries. So there's two different kinds of hospital laundry. One is the stuff that's, like from surgical suites. That's a different level of cleaning. And then there's stuff. Okay, it's
Yeah,
getting
I mean, like for one of them, they're basically like doing like a full sterilization on it.
Yeah.
Which for a lot of fabrics, they just don't survive that.
yeah, and that's why hospital laundry feels like ugh on your skin.
Romulans are attacking from the south.
Well, there's a moopsie here. That's something. But for people, clothes, and things like that, generally, in fact, for most laundry, it gets outsourced to industrial laundries. Everything gets hauled out in biohazard bags and cleaned appropriately.
Would probably make some money
Well,
if
I mean-
you had to open up a laundromat there next to a hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like so
So-
some hospitals like have like their own like basement annex or something, where they do their own laundry.
It depends.
them.
Yeah, it depends on the hospital. It used to be the thing. Everybody did their own.
But like sometimes it was just like our current laundry doesn't really, do what we want it to do, so we're changing it or whatever.
Oops, wrong way. For some parts of it, you have to document everything if it's contaminated with blood. So you have to make sure the water was X temperature and the period of time for agitation was for X time and with what product of cleaning material, yada, 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 yada. And it's all documented, it's all recorded, it's all saved. Because if there's ever contamination, if anybody ever gets sick, you want to make sure you've got your CYA in place.
Yeah, because like they actually will do this thing in some of them where they sort the laundry based on decontamination level.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, yeah, these were this sheet was using in surgery to soak up the blood from the patient while they were doing surgery.
Yep.
So it goes into the bin of things that need to be sanitized.
Right.
And then there's the extra sus stuff like, hey, this is some random guy who wandered into the emergency room bleeding, and yeah.
Well, blood is one level. Anything that's a biological hazard is a certain level.
Right. But even worse than just like blood, as a general rule, is blood from someone when you don't even know what they may or may not have been infected with.
Oh, no, you always assume they're infected with the worst possible thing. It's the only way you can handle it, is you've got to assume worst case scenarios always.
Yeah, it's just not fun. But hey, prepare for the worst, and hope you don't need it.
Yeah. And somebody once said, you can't tell. You cannot tell by looking at it. Well, I was able to get inside before getting killed, so yes, that does work with the spatial trajector.
Wait, what are you testing?
We're doing minor instabilities. Oh, well, fine. I'll just let the Gorn open the door, thank you.
Oh, you're talking about the bypassing the wall thing.
Yeah, so I can do it with occasion. I can literally jump up on the wall from this side. But I got a personal spatial transporter, and we were talking about using it to jump over, but you have to have line of sight to it, which I did not have.
Oh, there's also a weird gimmick that with that's kind of strange, but there's like certain builds. You can actually you basically just deploy things inside the box, while you don't jump into the box. You're kind of sort of like hiding on the wall, but you deploy your pets or turrets inside the box, while you're staying someplace that's relatively safe.
Well, I didn't get hurt that time. I just died. Whoop. Are you getting your consoles?
I'm not getting anything.
Oh. Ooh, you're getting hurt.
Yep.
That's not good.
Hey. Yeah, eventually.
Getting a whooping. Yeah, we're definitely getting a whooping. We had a stunningly meh guillotine the other day. So. I'm trying some new stuff out, and yeah, used to my old stuff. I liked it better. Weirdly enough, we're doing pretty well. How is that possible?
Well, I plunked the healing tower right next to the Gorn, so
I
we
mean,
still be.
you've done this before, and you have some idea what you're doing. So
Well,
that helps.
Well, there are times that I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm dressed for it. I've got the right toys. And we still don't manage to save all the Gorn, etc., etc. This time we got in pretty easily. The Gorn have survived. The consoles are getting consoled. Moopsy's getting a few snacks out of it. All is good. I just keep dying.
Also, you got a magic stick. You're doing pretty well with the Nakul.
Yeah. The Nakul aren't being real difficult, really. Just excuse me, sub-consoles, not consoles. How could I forget? He's coming over to heal somebody, but nope. Yep, now they're all over here. So there is a new ground TFO coming up on the 17th with the new stuff.
Heard about it.
I haven't heard any details yet. Pardon?
Yeah, I don't have any details. Just a few vague ideas.
I'm happy that we're getting it, no doubt. I mean, I love my ground stuff. I know there will be people who are not happy about it, but we get plenty of spacey stuff.
The only thing I know is that it's an indoor map where you fight Chimerans. That's what I heard.
You fight who?
Chimerans.
Okay, I don't... Oh, those things, yeah.
The things we've literally never fought and barely seen in cuts.
Yeah, they just pop up.
The Afarian meatballs.
with cybernetics, actually.
Crunchy meatball.
Crunchy... Oh, I'll take a crunchy meatball. Good. 75%. Yay! Woo! Wow. The miners survived. We only lost 3 Gorn. Everything shut down. Good enough. Good enough. Let's see. Do I want that mysterious dark liquid? Yeah. What is it? We're on February 5th. We're going to have to drink that mysterious dark liquid. Ah. We have an inch and a half of the mysterious dark liquid of this bottle left. My goal is to have it last through 2.5 more weeks. 3 more weeks.
Chug.
No, there's 2 shots left in here now. 2 shots left. So we'll have one this week, one next week, one the week thereafter. I'll have a week off, and then after that I'll buy myself a new bottle of something. But I'm cleaning my house. I've decided that I'm not going to put my son through what I went through when his mom died and his dad died, and then what I went through when he died, which is the accumulation of a lifetime of stuff.
Yeah, I never understood that. I mean, how long did that take to clean up all that stuff?
I'm still working on it. I still am going through the silver. So back in the 1800s, early 1900s, traditional wedding presents to new couples would be like a set of silver tableware, but you'd only use it for fancy occasions. So it'd be kept in boxes and nobody would ever touch it except maybe at Christmas and, I don't know, a wedding or something like that. And I wound up with 2 sets from my grandmother. And my husband got a set from his mother. And then we had our wedding silver, which, thank goodness, we bought something practical that, while we didn't use it very often, was practical. It could go in the dishwasher if you needed to, but sterling silver doesn't do that. So over the years, I've been going through this. Also serving pieces like trays and tea services and plates and chasers and crystal goblets. And maybe I would use this once in a blue moon when we were married and we would occasionally have dinner parties. But I live alone. I mean, I need a fork, a spoon, a knife, a steak knife. And I mean, if I want to get really fancy, I have a big spoon. but that's my regular stuff, and I'll use that all the time now. For the
Well,
sterling silver pieces, I actually have been boxing them up in the big fancy boxes, making sure they're all pretty and shiny, and giving them away as wedding presents. And people are like, "Oh, how kind!" And I'm like, "No, no, no, go take it to a pawn shop." And they take it to the pawn shop. Oh, oh, you gave us $1,500. Thank you. Yes, you had to do the work, but you got the money.
yeah, that's actually one of those things that's a very, very weird thing to think about, is because of the fact that, like, a lot of things that people acquired for cheap back in the old days that a little old lady has sitting in her dresser, that is something that she doesn't personally consider to be valuable because she's been sitting on it for decades. Well, that's not necessarily what the rest of the world thinks about it in terms of value. One of those screwiest things I've heard along these lines was someone who was buying jewelry at a thrift store, where the jewelry had gotten to the thrift store because of the fact that the lady died, and the people looking through her stuff just like, yeah, we don't want this stuff, and just like, uh, I think they technically sold it to the thrift store, but the thrift store gave them a pittance for it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And the thrift store is selling it, and they don't know what any of the stuff is. It's just this weird old jewelry that's of styles that aren't popular in modern times, and people don't think it's of any real value because they're not professional jewelers and they don't really know what any of this stuff is.
Right.
Well, one of the pieces is it's a brooch. It's like a metal frame with a round object in the middle of it, where people look at it and they're like, "Huh, never seen a piece of jewelry like that before. Wonder what that is." And
And it turns out it's a 91 karat diamond or something.
That does happen.
or something. Turns out that it's a well. See, 'cause what caught people off guard is the shade of purple it was. No one in modern jewelry works with a material in that shade of purple. So people looked at it and they're like, we don't know what this is. And so they just like, whatever, must not be valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the fact that in modern times, that kind of pearl cannot be found in this size. It's a freshwater pearl.
Ah.
And something that, due to various environmental factors related to people disrupting the life cycle of the clams, you can't find that kind of clam in sizes large enough to make a pearl of this size anymore. Which also means that this pearl that young woman bought for cheap at a thrift shop is the largest of its kind known to exist in the
Ooh.
entire world.
That's cool. I was going through my mother-in-law's costume jewelry. She had a lot of beautiful pieces of real jewelry, which she gave to my niece, which is fine. Niece wears better jewelry than I do, which was great with me. But she left me all her costume jewelry. And so when I was selling my house, I had this huge lawn sale, and the guy came by and said, "Do you have any costume jewelry?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I got out the thing, the big bag of it, and he goes through and goes, "This isn't costume jewelry." Oh? And he goes, "She may not have thought it was great jewelry, but I know a jeweler." Oh, okay, cool. I mean, it wasn't worth a ton, but it wasn't like it was worth $1 either. So,
That was the thing with this one, is that the tell that the young woman noticed after she bought the item was that she looked at the setting and realized that the metal used for the setting was actually high quality metal. And which made her wonder, it's like, wait a second, I thought the purple thing was plastic because of how light it was. Because again, it's a pearl, it's not stone.
Yeah.
So it weighs something very similar to plastic. And she's like, okay, so if this setting isn't just sheet metal that's bent into a decorative shape and is actual like cast metal. Why did they put that in there? So she went to an actual like proper professional who told her what it was.
Yeah, it's fun when you find out about some of these really cool things that people acquired and have no idea what they've got.
But also, like one of the other things about that particular incident that made it so much more interesting than it would have been otherwise is the revelation that the person who made the piece actually probably didn't consider it to be valuable when it was made, because of the fact that that style of pearl was in fact not actually used for commercial purposes in
Okay.
jewelry.
So how old was the piece? 1800s?
I don't know. The all of the sources I found about it
Mm-hmm.
um said that it was something that was hmm, over 100 years old.
Oh, yeah,
I would say,
that
but
makes sense.
because like human habitation of the region had a negative effect on the size of the clams that the source of this type of pearl.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely don't know what year that kind of thing would have been occurring. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it was definitely something. It's like as far as people could tell, it was one of those like one-off things where some master jeweler or
Yeah.
but okay, it was professionally made. Let's
Mm-hmm.
put it that way. And whoever made it was intending to make something that was a nice looking piece, even though he was using this weird purple pearl that most people wouldn't consider to be worth using as the centerpiece of something that
Sure.
was
Sure.
actually valuable jewelry.
Well, I have been following a couple of YouTube professional jewelers who talk about how to determine the value of pieces. Obviously, they have got the equipment to do it, but they go through and show what they're looking at when people bring in pieces of jewelry and how often something that looks really good looks a little too good. So under the microscope, they're showing that, when you've got these tools, this is what you can look at, and this is what we're looking for. And we've got these machines to look for refractive index and blah, 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 going through stuff, which I find to be absolutely fascinating. But getting back to silver, which my Starlight was mentioning here, I remember reading about silverware coming up with so many items that eventually got regulated or something. Well, the problem with silverware is, one, it's really easy to steal, and then you go and you sell some of it like a pawn shop. And, you can ask for provenance, ask them to prove that it belongs to them, but a lot of times they're just like, yeah, everybody's got silverware from their grandmothers and et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of silverware that you find from, let's say, I'm going to say the 30s on, is silver plate, which is a base metal, let's say I don't know, a nickel fork that's been plated with silver. So there is some silver to it, and it's got the weight of a real silver knife or fork, but it's not real silver. And then every now and then you find sterling silver, which is just solid silver, and a lot of
Well, sterling is an alloy that's part silver and part steel.
it
But
depends.
yeah,
I mean, there's
but
different grades of sterling.
with sterling silver though, it's like traditionally it's like it's cast metal, so like whatever alloy goes all the way through.
Right. So when you're selling this, sometimes the value of the silver is worth more than the value of the antique knives and forks.
And to be honest, a
Yeah.
lot of antique silverware is so simple and boring that
Oh God, not the
it,
stuff I've got.
people,
There's no way I'd ever use it because it's so ornate. It's just like, ah! Sterling
obviously.
is 92% pure silver and 7.5% other metals, typically copper.
Okay, I was I'm whatever. Anyway, but yeah, it's like some of them were actually like super. It's like one thing that my grandparents liked that I personally never thought was good
Mm-hmm.
was floral prints on silverware.
That's what
Some
mine.
of the stuff they had such elaborate floral prints that
Yep.
cleaning it was
Is an
something very
absolute joy. I promise. I promise the amount of time I have spent polishing my grandmother's silver, and the pattern is Stradivarius. If you want to look up something, look up Stradivarius silver. It's hideously intricate and twisty, twirlied nooks and crevices, and there's no way to polish it easily. My favorite pattern is Tiffany Chrysanthemum. Interesting. Hang on.
I don't remember what the name of the pattern I have is.
Tiffany Chrysanthemum. There it is. Ah! It's beautiful, but I'd never polish that. It's so intricate.
Yeah, so some of them are so intricate that you can't polish them properly because to actually like polish them would
Take off some of
rub
the silver.
the details off.
Yeah. Okay, just to put this in perspective, the Chrysanthemum set by Tiffany & Co., sterling silver, junior three-piece set, that is a small fork, spoon, and a knife for a child. Those three pieces. And it says excellent condition, but it's definitely been used. It's going for $1,000 for a three-piece set.
Let's prove that.
And another place has got the full sets, and they're selling it by the inch. Not by the piece, by the inch.
There's only one set of silverware that I've ever actually personally bought new.
Yeah?
And that is some Cambridge stainless steel that, shockingly enough, I bought this in the early 2000s and it was made in China. But whatever. I bought it because of the fact that it's an unusually thick a piece of metal for regular stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
It's not one of those like thin, flimsy ones, and I have yet to break a single piece of it. Good stuff. And also cleaning it is actually rather easy because it has like a few gentle ridges on it, and that's about it in terms of decorations.
So, Starlight was saying that, what did he say here? My parents keep so much, they don't even have 3 square feet of clear floor space most of the time. Yeah, that's why I want it gone. I want all this stuff gone before I'm gone. Hello, Chosen, how are you doing? And my Starlight is going back to work. How dare you? How dare you have a life that doesn't involve sterling silver or Star Trek Online? But
Me
as
and
I was
my
saying,
siblings did it smart. We just left some of the stuff there that couldn't be moved, like my father's beer glass collection
oh yeah,
and all of that. That's just part of the house sale now. We sell the house, and you need some glasses? Sure, why not?
yeah. No, in
Now they have
retrospect,
great
I
number of
should have
glasses.
just sold everything. I sold the house as is, and I still got a good amount of money for it. But if I had left everything in the garage except the few things I wanted, and just been like, "It's all yours. I'll take 10,000 off the price. You throw it out." But my husband had collected all of his mom's and dad's stuff. My dad had shipped all of his stuff when my mom passed away. My dad was lonely, so he moved to Austria and took up with this Austrian woman he knew, and he shipped everything from his house, including his car, to Austria. So she got stuck cleaning it up. I didn't have to deal with any of it.
Well,
I, on the other hand, got stuck with my father-in-law's stuff, my mother-in-law's stuff,
this sort of thing is the reason why estate sales are so common.
No, it is really hard to find estate sales if you're in cities now. There are very few, unless it's really like an upper-class estate sale. But I had somebody come out and look at everything and go, nope, not worth my time. So, garage sales, and it's just like, $5, take it away. The only thing I regret is somebody stole my son's wagon. And my son was in his 30s at that point, but I liked it. My dad made it for him, and somebody stole it.
Well, I mean, like, when I'm talking about estate sales, I don't mean like fancy high whatever
Hmm.
stuff. I mean like just like having the next of kin sell off the whatever stuff people
Oh,
are
okay.
willing to
That
buy.
kind of estate sale. Yeah, that's kind of cool because sometimes you go in there
It's
and people will be selling furniture that it's not worth their time or effort to get it fixed up or take it down to a proper place to get it sold. And yeah, $10 takes it away. And yes, you have to go spend a couple of days or weeks refinishing it, but you wind up with a mahogany table or you wind up with a 1960s style entertainment center, which may not sound fancy, but it appeals to somebody.
I mean, also there's the whole thing of like, it's furniture that's made out of solid wood, unlike the stuff you buy at Walmart nowadays.
On the other hand, I have IKEA furniture. Some of these pieces have been around for 15, 20 years. They're still holding together. Are they glorious? Are they wonderful? Are they hand-me-downs? No. Did I spend $100 on a piece of furniture that still is working after 15 years? Yes! Wow.
Mm,
I mean,
yeah. Right.
I have
Well, there's
glorified
It's
actually
also
IKEA.
nice to have
that's
some
actually
furniture that is easy to move around. I
Oh,
mean, I
oh.
have some of those old cupboards and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My parents had solid wood cupboards, and I am quite tired of breaking my back moving these around.
well, that's actually one of those things that I didn't realize as a child, but then later learned as an adult, is that a lot of the stuff that I saw Grandpa having in his house back when he, lived in his own house. I mean, he's dead now, so obviously. But a lot of that stuff that he had there was stuff that wasn't cheap, and
Oh,
that by modern day standards would
mm-hmm.
cost like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But he just like had it sitting around, and I just like took it for granted because like, oh, it's Grandpa's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the other thing, is that a lot of that stuff, part of the reason why it was so expensive was, well, it was made out of it it was built to be sturdy and reliable and
Yeah.
made out of materials that you can't find nowadays.
Well, you can find it, you
The
just
reason,
can't afford it. This house
well,
is 40, almost 40 years old. It has real solid wood flooring, which is great up until you need to do a repair on it. So I have a small section that was damaged before I moved in. It's going to cost me hundreds of dollars to repair one piece of wood because they can't come in and refinish it. They're going to have to cut out that piece. They're either going to have to rearrange all the pieces and put that someplace where it's hidden, or they're going to have to go out and see if they can remill one piece to make up for that one that's damaged. And for that price, what I'm going to spend to get that one piece fixed, I could have laminate flooring, fake wood flooring brought in.
mhm.
What do they call it? Structured it's not particle board, it's
Orientated structured board.
that stuff, yeah. And it's great. It's inexpensive. It will last a lot longer than this will. I've got two dogs. They like to go racing around the house. And for what it would cost to fix the one section in the house, I could have the whole downstairs redone. And I'm not putting in any more carpet, much as it's nice when it's really cold.
Mhm.
Ugh, the upkeep is crazy. Good evening, Mr. Dave, as we discuss replacing silver and replacing floors. What time are we at here? Oh my goodness, it's after 6. You got a newish dog for your house? What is a newish dog? Gently used?
Well, like, one thing that someone pointed out to me is like, why is it that certain old buildings that are made out of wood seemingly take forever to fall down, and in some cases will actually have things happen like having a tree fall on the house and it not crush the house.
Hmm.
The
Yeah,
style of the style of timber
oh
is
yeah.
actually a big thing with that, because like some old buildings actually have 4x4 beams that are solid oak.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, great aunt I have that lives up in Ohio, her house has as a joist in the ground floor a railroad rail. Not a railroad tie, a railroad rail. Why someone used that as a joist in a house, no one knows. But they did. That's not going
It
anywhere.
will remain there until the end of humanity. Those things stay around.
One would hope. Mar Hawkman, have you done your transdimensional tactics?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
I was thinking about doing that today.
I mean, I have
I'm currently not in Star Trek Online, but
Oh,
I
okay.
can swap over. And,
only if you want to. Uh, it has been very quiet in game this evening. Let's see who's showing up now. It was just me and What's the Hell for a long time. Oh, Frost is out there. Hi, Frost. 47 Alpha Tango's out there. Hi, 47.
Yeah, I was actually just like quickly logging into Champions to see if they have a current event. It's like yesterday was the Nighthawk event, but that's over now.
Mr. Dave, does the new doggy have a name? Oh, 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 how wonderful, Mr. Dave. Woo! Nicole the Bear is going to be there. Well, if
Yeah.
that's the case, Mr. Dave, I will meet up with you there and we can go do dinner while we're there.
Okay, so I guess KDF team for transdimensional tactics is good.
Say that again, please.
They went to transdimensional tactics on a KDF team.
I can go to KDF, yes.
KDF then.
Yep, we can do KDF. I have a good KDF tune. Well, I am glad to hear that, Mr. Dave. I don't know if you can get a refund, but I do know you can certainly give your tickets to somebody else. And considering that this thing is getting close to selling out, get your tickets. Well, be optimistic. That's the best way to be. And yeah, you can always resell or hand away your tickets for a small fee, like what you paid for them.
Oh, I was
Just go to Creation. Is it Creation? Creation Entertainment? Hang on a second here. Give me 1 second here. La da 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 da.
well, I'm going to be indisposed for a minute
Okay.
or a few minutes because I was parked in the Space BZ and it just flipped. So, or well, actually, no, it just had the boss phase activate. I'm gonna murder them. Oh,
That should take you over to Creation and you can find it from there. Or you can just Google STLV.
And I'll be going on a bio break.
Okay, well,
Just a minute.
go do your bio break, and when you come back, we will get the party going.
interesting. The planet killer is targeting me even though I'm cloaked. Huh.
That is interesting. Which one are you doing?
It's alpha.
I'm sorry, say that again. Alpha?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sending out invitations. Obviously, you don't need to accept them till you're ready.
I am.
Okay, I sent you an invitation. Oh, I'm on this too. No wonder it was different. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Oh, that is the one I want, yes. On sale. Nope, that's okay.
Okay, people just killed beta. And I'm currently the only person at alpha, which is weird.
Okay.
For some reason, my cloak is disabled, and I'm not sure why.
Do you want some help?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the singularity to
Oh,
drop
okay.
the shield before
Okay.
I finish yanking it.
Well, getting ready for Star Trek Las Vegas because it gets really expensive really fast. So I've been doing one thing like every few weeks. So I bought the laptops. Those are all set up. I got the booth paid for this week. Next month I'll pay
Oh.
for the hotel. Then I'll pay for the
So
electrical and the internet.
So some of the people from beta showed up. Okay, then, yeah.
There you go.
I didn't really need the assistance, but hey, you know what? It makes things die faster.
I'd really like to get to Vegas this time and not all of a sudden discover that I have to buy another couple $1,000s worth of stuff that I forgot. You'd think after doing this almost 10 times I'd have it down pat.
Oh yeah, did you ever do the like a portable computer cases like we were talking about that one time?
No, I have my case that I rebuilt for my computer, which is a soft-sided body to a case, but I may wind up just putting it in my hard-sided suitcase because it's got wheels and I can roll that around pretty easily. It might be easier than using the soft-sided one. Use the soft-sided one just like as a suitcase.
Mm-hmm. Because like I remember there's like one conversation I had
Mm-hmm.
a few while back about the way that when I was in the army we would have these like hard-sided cases and we
Right.
would just like mount the computer inside the case so
Mm-hmm.
that you can just like open the case
That
and just
that would be delightful. I wish there was something I could do that way. I mean, they make ATA brand or style cases, but they aren't completely open. I'd be concerned about heat. But yeah, if you had something that you could just roll into place, zip down the side so you get airflow or something like that, that'd be
well like
great.
the style that we used, you would just like pop the front and back panels off.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen some where it's well, there's a style of case that people used to use for typewriters.
Yeah.
Back in the old days.
Oh, yeah,
when
I remember
people,
those.
had a reason for portable typewriters. Where it actually had the sides just fold down because the entire side was on a hinge.
Yeah, they've got things like that for laptops, but for all the ones I'm seeing for or for PCs, not really. They all require you to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Mine's good. I could do it either way. It'll work. I've done it enough times. All right, is everybody ready for me to launch transdimensional tactics?
Currently have a 4-minute timer for shooting boss.
Okay. Chosen says I just completed my daily on DCUO and about to go play some NASCAR. Nice. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, that's right. DCO did have like a new story chapter add.
Let's see. So the new stuff releases here on the 17th. What's that? That is 2 weeks from last Tuesday. Yeah, we could do a day. So I'm sure they'll have a patch till noon, and we could go from noon till whenever playing the new stuff. Will that...
See, you're flying the spiky doorstop.
The spiky doorstop?
The Sullivan carrier.
Oh, yeah, sorry. On this one I am. I was still thinking I was on the other tune. Yes. I love...
Oh, you're talking about the Silic.
Yeah, Sullivan Silic. It is an amazing ship. I am sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I love this thing. It's basic, super functional. I don't even have it particularly well set up. It's amazing. I'm so happy with the ship. I have had this ship for a long time, like 5 or 6 years on this tune. I haven't done anything else with this tune because I'm just so gosh darn happy with this ship.
Oh yeah, flew the Silic for a long time on one of my characters. I actually did like the trait grinding on more than one, but I only actually properly used it on one of them.
I had the Orion Blackguard on another one for ships that aren't used as often as they should be, and was another just terrific ship.
Oh yeah, I love that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I one of the things that I personally had as one of my fondest memories from when we were doing the Foundry Roundtable was actually related to the Silic, because we were talking about the way that the Suliban were used in Star Trek Enterprise, and I make the point that, like, okay, but a lot of the times when there were episodes involving the Suliban, they were cloaked, like this. At which point I pushed the cloak button on the Silic that I was flying, so that the ship I was flying at the time just cloaked, because we were just like parked in a space map somewhere. And I brought the Silic because I knew we were going to be discussing Star Trek Enterprise.
It is a fine little ship.
I wish they would do more Suliban ships.
Well, there wasn't that much in lore with the ships.
There wasn't a lot, but there was enough stuff that they have stuff to work with.
Don't disagree, and I'd love to see some atypical ships continue to come out. Which does make me wonder, with Thomas now being executive producer, is he still going to be overseeing ships? Is that going to get handed off to somebody else? Are we going to see a change in ship design, things like that? I haven't heard anything, but I don't think they've made a decision yet. Because you can't...
Well, they haven't told us.
Okay, this is true. They haven't told us. Mr. Dave, Thomas Maroney is now the executive producer at Star Trek Online. Who stepped up to... Who became art director? Because he was art director, right?
He was at one time, yes. I don't know. but I haven't seen anything about that.
They mentioned it someplace, but yeah, somebody else who's been on the team for a long time is now the art director. But yeah, Thomas got a promotion, which is well deserved.
So what's the thing that causes carrier pets to have this arc? Well, that looks like a Wi-Fi signal.
The bubble thing, that is
The what's its name?
yeah, that one. It's off one of the new ships, right?
Yes.
Hang on a second.
Well, it's a new chip device. Let me just claim it.
Yeah. I was funny because like they
It's-
curveball.
It's not the
that-
distress protocol, is it?
Yes. SS Antares Distress Protocol.
Oh,
Yeah, from the last event.
it just occurred to me that I've never actually attempted to use that. I did the event to get the device. Like, I'll think about using this later.
Right.
So, Mr. Dave, you're aware that they've got a new CEO at New Cryptic, right? Let's jump back a little bit here. Everybody knows that Decca sold Star Trek Online to a new company, which I believe is called Golden Cryptic or something like that, which is actually the devs got the funding to put it together. So the devs now own Star Trek Online and all the cryptic stuff. Which, I'm sorry, but
well, not all of the Cryptic Studios stuff.
well, they have Star Trek Online and Neverwinter.
I'm counting City of Heroes here because that was technically a Cryptic Studios game.
Yeah, it was. Is that even still a game?
Yes.
Okay.
It got redone as a fan server somehow because don't ask me how people acquired the server side code to run a server for it, but someone did.
Offer somebody enough money, they're willing to sell you stuff. Are you done? Can we launch for Transdimensional?
Yep, just kidding.
Okay. We are queued for Transdimensional. Wee woo.
Ewu.
How fast is this going to go? And who's going to be the first one to jump into the acid would be the next question.
Did you bring radiation-based kit modules?
It wasn't me! I wasn't the first one to fall into the acid. Woo! So far. Somebody else did. All right.
Well, the thing with the acid is that he can actually knock you off the platform into the acid.
He can, yeah.
Value.
That's why I stand with my back against the console. Because he can kick you out if you're standing on the edge, but if you're standing against the console, it's a lot harder.
I find it hilarious that the virus thingy works here.
It does, yeah. I used to hate getting stuck in the acid because, it can pull you down and really wears away at you, but nope, not anymore. Not as much of a thing.
Yeah, if they had avoiding the acid damage as a fail condition for this TFO,
I
this
don't
would
know
be
how
one
you
of
do
the
it.
hardest TFOs in the game.
I don't think it's a fail even on Elite.
It's not.
No.
It really is not. That's what I was saying though. It's like that's the reason is that it would just be too.
Yeah, it's really hard to avoid it.
And now I went for a bath.
Yep, so did I. Because why not?
The fully budget.
Well, that was
That would be a
easy.
funny glitch. Is if the Atholian project leader gets killed by acid damage, you don't get kill credit and the mission doesn't conclude properly. Like I said, it would be a funny glitch. Not that it's something that I think they should do.
It would be funny. I would like that. All right, I can leave the map now. Yay!
Yeah, I guess we picked up all the loot. The blue cube things don't count as loot.
No. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that's right. I decided to use Ren's Raider Hood on this character because why not? I have thousands of Lobi that I haven't used for anything.
Yes. So we were talking earlier about the two tunes that I'm slowly getting everything out of their inventory, selling it, giving it back to my other accounts so I can basically have those two just being available for people to use for the laptops. But it's amazing how much time it takes. Because you think you've got everything sold, and then you realize you've got reputation boxes that you haven't done. You open those up, well, that gives you some more dilithium to refine. And it gives you more marks. So you have to sell the marks to get it down to EC. Then you have to get rid of the EC. Then you realize you've got all the R&D mats, and then just keeps going. The never-ending story.
That's part of the reason why I have thousands of R&D mats on most of my characters, is because trying to get rid of them isn't worth it.
Well, since we keep collecting them, it'd be nice to have more stuff to use them on.
Very true.
What?
Hey,
What did you have us build?
Well, I mean, isomags are about the only thing right now to build.
Yeah.
and realistically, the
some
amount of
batteries.
actual R&D mats you need for isomags is basically.
Yeah. But I mean, in theory, I used to build all my own beam consoles. Those were great. But then we went to isomags, so don't do that.
See, the funky thing here is that none of the regular crafting stuff that uses regular crafting materials is worth building at a mark higher than whatever is the bare minimum, which for most items is Mark II. Then you have the special things, which you have to get like level 50 before you can build, and blah, 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 blah. Those people still craft at level 50, because crafting them at higher than 50 is just a bad idea.
No, I just want to.
well.
I just want to do things at Mark II, because then I can, do all the
You
re-engineering.
upgrade them for the chance of getting gold quality before they get to level 50.
Yeah, well, I've got Omegas. I'm still sitting on thousands of Omegas, so making them go gold really fast is easy to do, especially if you wait for an XP weekend.
Oh yeah, this character, which is a KDF recruit character I made sometime last year, that I'm currently on right now.
Yes.
I have several thousand crafting materials that I'm probably never going to use.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that is actually like the most worth hanging onto are purple components. Purple quality components are probably the crafting materials that are actually most worth hanging onto. Like the green, blue, and blue ones,
Yeah.
but like the common and the green ones, yeah, whatever. I make those like it's nothing. They don't take any time to craft any of that stuff. Oh, also, this character's up to 3,000 dice and spear marks because of the fact that I usually go to the Thoth ground battle zone anytime I need to do anything related to ground damage, unless it's something I can't do there. Oh wait, I have a defeat Badwar ground one. Ew. You know what?
Well, Mr. Dave, what's the quandary? What are you contemplating?
I got 3,000 Dyson marks and 6,700 competitive marks.
If you don't care about the seating, just get the day passes. I mean, you should be able to get the 5-day day pass thing. Let's see. Gold weekend package, blah, 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 blah. Gold passes are sold out. Oh, those are $1,600. Holy moly. Yeah, general admission, which is all you really need if you don't care about seating. Limited seating left. But if you don't care, just get the basic that you need, which is, get in the door. General admission is just seating it. Oh. Yeah, that gets you general seating at the back of the auditorium. But they've got the monitors there so you can see what's going on. And I'll bring you my binoculars so you can see up front. Yeah, just get the weekend pass, which is that $350 pass. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't care about panels either. And Dave Blass isn't going to be there this year, so I don't care. Unless that changes. Because he always does great panels. What shall we do?
Well, I am on Kobali Prime because I have an endeavor for shooting Bad War.
Okay. What the hell? Would you like to do something?
Oh. Maybe shoot Wadwar.
Shoot Vodwar. Okay.
Yeah, let's go Delta Quadrant.
Yep, on my way. Oh, there should still be some left on Monday, and honestly, Creation usually is very good about just wanting to take your money.
I really wish that on this choke point control thing, I could order my bridge officers to stand on one of them and then go do the other one. No, it untriggers as soon as I step outside the box, whether my bridge officers are in the box or not.
Where are you?
Oh, like way, way, way up in the upper hillside area.
Okay.
Upper hillside base.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
See if I can find him.
Yeah, you're going the right direction. Well, okay, whoever is the left or westernmost.
I'm coming around.
Okay, go delicious.
Yep, that's me. I am Gornalicious.
And you went to the other side that has not been pushed yet.
Well, both of them are hit up as checkpoints, or choke points, rather.
I know. Oh, I know. I was just saying that you went to the one that needs more time. Hey, so Buzzrees. Yeah, you could go help Mom on that side. Or
I'm here.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I'm good. Ain't my first rodeo down here on Kobali Prime.
Oh, yeah, we only have 30 seconds left for the mission escalation, so that's probably. It's like soloing this is actually doable. It's
Okay.
just,
Oh yeah, totally
you, you
doable.
you can't do the mission escalation solo because of just how long it takes to actually capture one of the two choke points. In case you're wondering why there's two of Ziri, that's because of the fact that she's an intel officer using
Ah!
that photonic decoy thing.
Well, there you
Hold on.
go.
Oh yeah, I got done with my bad war killing thing a long time ago.
I was just gonna come down here and do some
But
shooty
but
shooty.
but since I was involved in one of the open missions, I figured like, hey, I'll finish the open mission for the marks while I'm here. I already started it.
There's a point where I was thinking it's kind of hard to get all these Kobali, but once you get down here into these little nooks and crannies, they start spawning like crazy.
One of the interesting things with the Badwar is that while they do have certain bits of tech that the Federation doesn't have, they're actually not what is something the Federation would consider to be a race with advanced technology.
No, not really. Where are we going?
I don't know. I think this character actually completed all of the Kobali missions. It's like that's the reason why I had the transporter thing unlocked. Because I came down here and.
Well, yeah, if you had the option of coming up here to Upper Hillside Base, you finished them all.
I was just here because like, oh hey, and Endeavor, because like this character still needs to complete the whole like do however many points of Endeavor grinding. I think. Actually, you know what? I should check that. I haven't checked whether I've actually completed that recently.
This tune's like at 890 something. I think, what's the hell, you and I were talking about this yesterday. This tune's at 898.
Oh hey, I apparently finished my 1,000 ambush kills thing while I was screwing around in the shooting Voth in space. Because you wouldn't think that that giant scrum in the Undine space realm is actually a good place to get. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm not done. I got to 1,000. Actually being done is 2,500, and I'm only at like 11.
I think for my ambush kills for space, I did swarm a lot. And home. Because of all the waves of the swarmers that they send at you, the Chidyat.
I did absolutely nothing with that. Those would just accumulate over time.
They will, yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, because like what I was doing in the Undine Space BZ killing Voth is like, you know how the Voth arrive in waves? Well, every time a wave ends, just cloak and wait for the next wave to show up, decloak, and then just blast everything.
When that first happened and people really wanted to do it, we were taking groups out and seeing, because we were getting team kills. And as long as you could keep them spawning, you could have fun.
Okay, so my perk or Endeavor practice whatever thing, I need 1 million. I think is what the number on that, and I currently only have 560,000. So I'm not done yet, but I have made progress. Also, it's hilarious, just like sitting around reading stuff like that because. You know how much I love tinkering with bridge officer builds in order to get them to be worth having as allies in combat, and yeah, I just like stand around idling on in here and. A group of Badwar spawn next to me, and my bridge officers are like, "How about you stop spawning?"
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's like and just like curb stomped with the bad bar, and they're like, "Huh? What was that explosion?" Oh,
boss.
Actually, you know what? Hey, Mom.
Yes.
Where exactly are you?
Oh, I'm over by those transports.
Beam pod thingies
Oh, like the summit
near
area.
the
Okay.
end of the city.
It's like there is actually something on this map that that's a asset prop that the thing I was talking with you about like having a case mounted computer. They
Yes.
kind of have that on this map.
Oh.
It's like that is actually one of the things that the Vadwar have here. It's like, well, they're portable workstations, but the way they're set up is kind of like the thing I was talking about. It's like it has a lid, it has these sidewalls that fold out on hinges.
Oh. Oh. Inventory's full. How could that be?
Yeah, the usual. You know, this map is a lot less challenging after that bug hit, and the devs still haven't figured out how to fix the bug.
Which bug?
The one where you will have Vadwar drones spawn instead of Vadwar beasts.
Still have to kill all of them.
This is true, but like the drones are a lot less formidable because it's like having, exocomp spawn instead of.
There is that, yes.
Oh yeah, I didn't actually pick up the mission for doing this thing.
Oh no.
That's why I didn't come over here.
Oh, there's things to be shot over here.
Manage resist, no. Man, bridge officer ability research, yeah, whatever. I think I still get some XP or something. Did you see that yellow spiky effect that looked like a buff applied to the entire team?
Yeah, I did.
What was that?
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't do that. I have learned from experience not to buff the team without letting people know I'm doing it. Some people don't like that. Wow, these guys are really determined. They're spawning in the middle of the fire over here. Oh, it's a drone.
Oh yeah, it's like it's supposed to be a Vadwar incident.
So the question is there a reason we're down here just besides general destruction?
Vadwar are trying to set up a permanent base of operations.
No, that's the story reason. I'm asking if there's a reason we're down here. Just having fun? Okay. Boy, it still
Oh
wants
yeah,
to...
if you guys don't actually have the at the gates thing, it won't actually do anything anymore. It's
No.
like, I originally came down to Vadwar so that I could do an endeavor. Oh hey mom, here's the thing that's also kind of interesting to look at. It's like this is actually a logic for carrying cases that I've seen people use in real life. See how it has like the armature to hold the boxes inside the frame?
Yeah.
But oh yeah, these over here. This is what I was talking about. Big old computer workstation things.
That would be totally cool. If somebody wants to build those for me for the convention,
like,
that would be
have,
amazing.
You have the side panel that folds in, and it looks like this part in the front actually folds up to fold it around the inside?
Yep. We had talked about having somebody build us basically consoles like that where we could put the computer inside of it and have a display and a keyboard and a mouse. And I didn't win the lottery.
Because like some of the case designs I've seen for this really aren't actually that expensive. Oh, I figured out what it is. Like this part that I'm currently standing on folds onto this one, and then the whole thing folds up into a vertical.
Well, like I said, if somebody wants to give it to me, I will happily take it and I'll deal with it.
And then the top piece like folds down. It's like if you look closely at the top piece doesn't actually go all the way down. It only comes down to about where this like railing is.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it would be excellent to be able to go into one of these convention places, get the space for 2 booths, do a setup like that. People would have a great time. They would nerd out.
Oh, especially if you decorated the carrying case with like Orion or Romulan text on it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're going to do it, do it.
Ah, well. Anyways. Yeah, I don't think that any of us actually had the mission, so yeah.
No, I didn't pick up the mission.
Yeah, well, the reason I had coming back to was actually just like shooting around work or whatever, which, yeah, that was done a long time ago.
Oh, I would hope so. Even if you had 60, I'd hope you'd be long done with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually finished it before we got done with the first thing we were doing.
Would you guys like to do something else?
Maybe.
Pick your poison.
Which poison to pick?
Step 1, though,
Spoil
is to
for
bring
choice.
up so that I stop having combat.
What was that? What's the hell?
We are spoiled for choice a bit.
Yeah, I can go.
We could just do a random TFO.
We can do a random TFO. I'm happy with this tune in space or in ground.
Given.
We're teamed. I'm going to go ahead and hit a random here. And let's see what the fates bring us. Oh no, that looks silly.
Wee-woo.
Wee-woo. Good evening, Apulu Felgar. How are you tonight? But it's still very quiet. There's just a few people in game tonight. It's not Valentine's Day, so I know it's not that. I don't think the football thingy is happening soon, right? It's not for a couple more weeks.
Football thingy.
The thing that American football players do every year.
The
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Apparently people have already decided to boycott it.
No, I don't blame them.
Yeah, well.
Hey, it's one of my favorite nights to play Star Trek. Because it's usually quiet. I don't want to go out to a restaurant because people who are watching the game sit in restaurants. And just are annoying.
When I was a teenager, I actually liked the football commercials better than the actual game.
Let's see. According to
Also, I because I was in space and didn't warp out, this is a ground mission.
it apparently is Sunday. It is this Sunday. What the heck is that? Anybody else having? Wow.
This is Brotherhood of the Sword.
That's fine.
That
Passes out.
cutscene is funky.
I was in a wall.
You're still in a wall.
Well, not anymore. But I was in the wall, and it was, as Mr. Dave says, wow, that's trippy. Yes, that was definitely trippy.
Yeah, that cutscene gets
Need to deactivate all of the devices together, or else the network will reset.
I'll hit it if you guys are ready.
You have 15 seconds to disable the other two
Got
arcade
one.
devices
See our device.
simultaneously.
On the device.
Oh, got it. Yay.
Activating a new set of
I
devices.
apparently did an adequately good job of distracting Harold.
Yep. I will go get the teams. I'll head off that way at least. Oh, that's not nice. It's not letting me. There it goes. Come on, fire team.
To disable the other two arcade devices simultaneously. The devices are reset.
Good.
Synchronize and try again. Initiate shutdowns at the same time.
There you go. Fire team, get your butts over here. Oh, we got him. Okay.
Device isn't reacting.
Try that.
Maybe the Ferengi pushed the button?
Disable the other two arcade devices simultaneously.
Where's the other?
It's way up there by the entry.
The devices are reset.
Okay, I'll go back to the main one.
Synchronize and try again. Initiate shutdowns.
Let me know when you're up there. What's hell?
I'm there.
Okay, here we go.
At one of the devices.
Somebody was at the other one. Everybody was at the other one. There we go.
Yeah, we had like 3 people on the
Yep.
one near the.
We did that. I'm going to go take care of the targies. Can't let the targs get left behind. No targ left behind.
All must be converted.
Okay, there's that.
Oh wait, that's not where you going.
I took care of the targs. Somebody's got to get the Orion.
I am clearing the path for when people rescue the Orion.
Okay, did somebody get him? Nope, he's still over there. I'll go get him. Come on, Mr. Orion. Come on. Come with me. Here, boy. Here, boy.
Stupid Harold.
Okay.
Did you actually think that kind of a pathetic ambush was actually going to work?
Nice.
Heralds are activating a new set of devices. We need to move to the next area.
And what's our optional on this one? I always forget. Is there an optional on this one? There isn't. Oh, just shoot him down.
You have 15 seconds to disable the other two Iconian devices.
Silly Defiler.
Got that one?
Your Mace Smash has too long of a charge up. Kill you before you finish swinging.
A Herald Leader is here. Stop
Oh, that was
it before it can break into the Great Hall.
Death by Orbital Laser. Yeah, that's
Oh, that worked well. Kind of an air fryer, if you will.
but they shall certainly return.
That worked out nicely.
Yeah, when I was looking in my recruit Dingus, I realized that I still had several of the melee kill objectives left to do.
Well, somebody picked up the mission here. Deploy.
And explode the thing.
Well, those are over there. Those are in there now. Yeah.
We will not rest until our people are returned and the Kobali pay for their actions. I will not rest until I see every Kobali dead in the streets. The Vanguard shall be on. I will make sure of it. I will not forsake my people to the fate of these disgusting creatures.
Apparently you will.
Impossible. My people. I am sorry.
See, have I gotten this accolade? I've gotten this accolade. Okay.
Me too, apparently.
Yep. Shall we do another random?
Sure, I guess we can do another one.
Okay. Don't get many chances to take my Klingons out. We will.
We will.
There have been some very cute little TikToks and YouTube shorts out allegedly from people in Europe going, "Oh, you Americans have no idea what snow is," because people are complaining here. And the general consensus is, you have no idea how really big this country is.
Well, one of the things that I remember from being in Europe, specifically Germany, was one year I was there, we had some heavy snowfall. And I mean like a foot or two of snow.
Ooh.
That, is more than we got here.
Yeah,
However,
that's a lot of snow.
when we had that come down while I was in Germany, it didn't turn into ice.
Oh, well, that's good.
Like the stuff that came down here. So it was much less inconvenient. You would just push it out of the way and get on with your day. It didn't turn into these chunks of things you had to avoid running into. Hive space. Okay.
What a surprise. Good evening, Maywin. How are you doing?
You will find clarity. You will
Geometry is a good thing.
of promise. You will
I like geometry.
see if we can. I was going to make a joke about ganking the vessel before the cutscene ends, and if someone did it before I could make a joke.
Efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and I will create another.
By the way, I do have subwood, so
Not to worry. Good
if she lived
even.
long enough.
Yeah, no. Go take your old man nap. No problems. I take my old lady naps. They're wonderful, except the dogs today were like, nope, 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 nope. No naps here today. So, as I said, I love geometry. I loved geometry when I was in college. It was the first math I had to take in college. And for reasons, I was in the equivalent of an AP math. Fine. And our teacher was interesting, very fit, very athletic guy. And I came to find out that he was the head of the golf team, whatever it is, the coach of the golf team. And everybody else in the AP class, with the exception of a few of us, were members of the golf team. Because the only way they could keep their grades high enough to stay on the team, which was competing at state or national, was to have the scores slightly fudged, plus the extra credit for the advanced placement, made sure that, they wouldn't flunk out. I'm thinking, hold on, I'm not busting my butt, it's not that hard. But, I'm putting in some effort to learn this stuff, and they just get to coast? Well, yeah, as it turns out, pretty much. That was a bit of a surprise. But even for being AP, it was still a matter of once you figure out what all the rules are, it's pretty easy.
Well, see, that's actually one of those things that I came to realize about a lot of college courses is that the course isn't actually designed to be hard. The course is designed to guide you through learning things or attempt to learn things. And if you, pay attention, usually you just paint by numbers.
Yeah. So when I was teaching martial arts, I would always teach my kids that color belts are the equivalent of grade school. You learn the basics. You learn 1, 2, 3, ABC. You learn how to do some addition and subtraction. You learn how to make words, and eventually you learn how to make a sentence. And then when you get to the red belt, which is just red and brown belts, you are at the equivalent of junior high, maybe even low-level high school. You now can make equations, and you understand how they work, and you can make paragraphs and even maybe write short stories, research papers. You get the basics of how things function together. But your black belt is going to college level stuff. You're supposed to be able to learn how to take all this information, put it together, and apply it. And I don't think college was ever like that for me.
See,
Not till I
this is
got
actually-
out and started doing
actually
real world stuff.
reminding me of a conversation I had with a guy years ago about martial arts while I was in the Army. And his thoughts on it is like, if you're actually worried about colors of belts, you're a noob.
Yeah.
That was basically his stance on it, is that anyone who actually thinks colors of belts are worth bragging about.
Yep, no, they're not.
Yeah,
The belt has the function of keeping your pants on or occasionally keeping your jacket tied. But last night, none of the low belts showed up. One was on vacation for 2 weeks and one had to work late. So it was just 4 black belts, and we've known each other for years. So it was definitely beat the snot out of each other class last night.
yeah, like serious practice of the martial arts.
Oh, no, yeah,
Not
we're
the,
totally serious, but, we can get away with a lot more. We don't have to hold back. But we're doing chokeholds. I love chokeholds, but my main instructor, Grandmaster, grabbed me by the throat. And I'm like, don't do that. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, because it's considered a little rude. I'm like, no, it tickles when you do that. He's like, oh, it is so on now.
Uh, yeah.
Maywen says, "Oh my God, I didn't realize your channel points are latinum. I thought it was cheese."
I mean, the way that they
All we
tried-
know that the same thing.
Cold press
the
latinum.
way- there actually was a guy in Star Trek Enterprise who actually drank that.
Really?
I don't remember why, but that was what he did with it. Was he actually drank the stuff?
That's weird. So one of my martial arts instructors, a master from a different program, once said, "For those of us who get serious about it, there is something wrong with us. Because we go into a room, and for an hour or 2 or 3, we hurt each other a lot. And we all walk out laughing. There's something wrong with us." Colby pressed latinum. Oh, sorry. Colby pressed latibri. There you go. It is indeed.
Enterprise has some weird ideas of those because like certain parts of space are dangerous in ways that don't make sense to people in real life, and the logic behind why and how they're so dangerous is actually one of those things where it kind of sort of gets well, okay, it starts out as extra sci-fi, and then when you really get into the nuts and bolts of it, it's just confusing because like okay, you're familiar with how there's that one device that's called like Trillium D
Yeah.
based armor. Obviously, it's a console a lot of people use in the game because of the fact that it's one of the best armor consoles in the game. Sure, okay, whatever. Well, see, the thing with that, though, is that the logic behind what that is and how it works is based on something in Star Trek Enterprise where Trillium is used as a way of insulating ships from certain kinds of spatial distortions. And apparently it has weird psychoactive effects on certain races.
Ooh.
Yeah, because like this is part of the reason for that intimate scene with Paul and Puffy, is that Paul was kind of, sort of, slowly going insane.
By the way, latinum is a liquid. But I would think it would have to be along the lines of mercury. What else is a liquid at room temperature? There's one. Bromine?
The art that they used for Trillium, or sorry, not Trillium, but liquid latinum in Enterprise did actually look like they were pouring liquid mercury.
Yeah. So what's the gold press do?
Well, one, it makes it into a solid so that you can carry it around more easily. I think that's actually most of it, honestly.
Gold pressed latinum consists of valuable liquid latinum suspended in worthless gold casings for transport. I like the worthless part.
Like the person who wrote that had fun with trying to explain the whole concept of yes, you see, you guys on Earth in real life don't know what actually valuable things are by sci-fi standards. Gold by sci-fi standards, nah. This stuff on the other.
So Maywin says, so it's nacho cheese. Very good. Yes, exactly. It's Colby pressed. Oh God, it's Colby pressed Velveeta.
That are pressed latinum.
Latinum nachos. You know, we could have some fun with that one. Are you gents up for one more, or shall we call it an evening?
Sure, I can do it.
Okay, I'll do one more here. Last one, though. Wee woo?
Wee woo.
Wee woo.
Tomorrow night is going to be episodes 4 and 5 of Starfleet Academy. I've heard some very good positive responses on 4 and 5. I've heard an interesting take on 4, which we'll wait to see. We'll see if the thought that came out about it is interesting. The way it was phrased, it was, but I don't know because they didn't go into depth.
So what
And
I've heard about 5 is that it has certain very strange choices as a way of doing character development, but it's consistent with how they've been developing that character so far in the season. So, yeah.
Maywin, have you seen them? I have not seen them. I just know people whose opinions I value who have seen them. That said, okay. That said, I agree with some on 1 and 2, but way. Oh, this one. I love this one.
Rio.
Way different on 3. Do we need to come talk to you? Nope. I'll go over here and get this then.
Yeah, my thoughts on it so far is that, like, I can see where the writers were going with some of the ideas they came up with.
Mhm.
I just look at this in just like baseball, though, because it's just like, I get what you're trying to do, but I kind of think you fail. But that's kind of sort of like where I've been with this show for like since the beginning.
Hey, Maywin, I heard that, yes, they will use the starship more. But I'm kind of surprised they haven't used it more yet. But it's not about being up in space, it's about... It is about high school. It shouldn't be about high school, it should be about college.
On this character, I can actually kill skittering saboteurs before they explode.
This is still one that's easier on Elite than it is on Advanced. Oh, I've never run all the way around this one. No more down here? That's weird. There's almost no devices down here.
Yeah, that's because they're in a different room.
There's one.
Xylo summoned pets, and his pets are doing a good job of finding devices. Eh. So skittering saboteurs can actually explode under certain circumstances, even after you kill them.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things where if they think about latching onto your face before you kill them, then they can explode.
What's with the concrete seats, Maywin? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, the ones that are uneven and are asymmetrical? Yeah, that makes me crazy if that's what you mean.
One person who I've watched several videos from on YouTube is a person who has a passion for doing character design art, and one of her personal pet peeves is character designs where they have asymmetrical foot.
Yeah, no, my brain likes at least reasonable symmetry. Be nice if they use the starship more. Yeah, we are. So how dare the Academy, built to train people for space, send them into space? Yeah, but these are freshmen. They wouldn't be going off, but at the same time, they're not very interesting for that reason.
Look at this from the perspective of a real-world military academy. You teach people how to be military personnel. Then you teach them how to man a spaceship. Then you let them attempt to man a spaceship. After you've taught them how to use it, you don't start by throwing them in a spaceship.
Well, see, my argument is it's not a military academy. It is a college. It's a military college at best, but it is not primarily military because we've frequently had this discussion that Starfleet is at best paramilitary. But if we're going to say it's military, I believe the word we're looking for is discipline?
Yeah, they clearly lack that in this show.
Yeah, but if they're saying it's just like a college, then okay, we can do that, but then we can't have discipline. Either do it one way or the other, not namby-pamby somewhere in the middle.
Even if you go with the a college thing, you have the thing of you're letting people do things that they're unqualified to do and would be dangerous for them to attempt to do because they.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Drunken Heretic says Starfleet is quasi-military. Yes, it is. It is.
It's more based on the Coast Guard than the actual U.S. Navy.
I can live with that.
But even so, the Coast Guard are not exactly slack.
No. What they do extremely well.
The Coast Guards definitely take their job serious.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that one's gone. Did we get the other one down here? Did we get them both? Oh, there's the other one.
I'm really glad that these engineers can't die, because otherwise.
Yeah, really. But at the same time, you save them, and they just sit there. Save us more. I thought with the last episode I watched that if Starfleet is military, then there's no reason to have the War College. If they're not military, then okay. I can see that. I don't agree with it, but...
Though, is that the War College didn't exist.
Right.
Prior to this timeline.
Even is the War College? Is that an extra course or something?
Well, apparently it's school run in parallel, but I don't get that.
They're actually using the same campus.
Right. Did we get them all? Nope. What did we miss? It's usually one of the corner ones that gets missed.
I think they don't actually get counted until they get to safety.
Yeah, somebody didn't hit the rescue person.
Well, yeah, because I was like standing next to one, and as soon as he got to the end of this control room, it checked them all.
Take them out.
Who wants to get the bomb?
All of us.
That should be easily done.
You get the bomb, I'll get the Predator. No Predator.
He's hiding inside one of his stupid fields.
No, I got him in my sight. Now he's hiding. Was hiding.
Okay.
64 devices. We did good.
All 6 engineers, and we got the device.
So the purpose for the War College, as far as I can figure it out, is because to do some of the dynamics they want for storytelling, they had to have a rival school, if you will. They couldn't let it just be internal struggles. They had to have, West Point versus, what are they've got for the Air Force? West Point versus
Generally
Annapolis.
don't do an entirely separate college just to have Op 4.
Yeah, but like the way they actually have it set up, though, is people are calling it Hogwarts in space because of the fact that they're on the same campus.
Yeah, exactly.
Not on adjacent campuses. It's the same campus.
But like I said, from what I've been told,
to House War College.
I mean, it's a big planet. They could be in two different locations. They don't have to be right next to each other. What does show is the shift in how Starfleet operates. Yeah, it's been a long time, so it's definitely going to show how Starfleet changes. But it's not about Starfleet. It's about these kids, which is not Starfleet yet. And what we're seeing from teachers is also not Starfleet, because it's rare that a teacher is active in the field, so to speak, i.e. a starship captain is not teaching a class.
Yeah, like why did they use the Academy training ship for an actual legit diplomatic function? That doesn't make sense to me.
There is that, yeah. Hush, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. Yeah,
But,
if we had written it, it would be different, I think. And I can see having Starfleet Academy as a potential for a story idea. It's got some depth to it. Maybe Earth doesn't want them tapping into the world grid. I don't know. I just think I probably wouldn't have done it with first year students. I think it might have been interesting after we get out of the first year of all the obvious cliched interpersonal dynamics.
What I would have done is to just like have the students change grade as it goes along. So it's like you start them out as first year newbies doing first year newbie things. You don't send them to an important diplomatic negotiation as first year newbies on training.
Do not disagree with you on that one at all. I'm beaming up here from Kobali Stan.
Yeah, you get to look at my cruise battleship.
There's a lot I would have done differently with the show, and one thing I would like to see them do, I know they've already got the whole series done, so it's not like they're going to change anything, but it would be really nice not to have every episode focus on a character's backstory. Yes, tell us a little bit about it. Give us this whole thing. I mean, we know a lot about Harry Potter in the first few minutes. We know he's an orphan.
Well, also is that
it's
something that had discussions with on the Foundry Roundtable is efficient character development. It's that you don't need to spend 20 minutes like lore dumping on a character when 15 or 18 of those 20 minutes are fluff that no one actually needs to know.
There was basically no intro in TOS. Go to TNG and you get about a minute of Picard background. Some of it is verbal, some of it is visual. You see him coming up to the bridge for the first time. Obviously, it's not the first time, but he's an experienced captain. He's on the flagship of the Federation. Obviously, a guy with experience, and from his demeanor, probably kind of hardcore. We can figure that out in the first minute without getting that as a story. So that gets into show, don't tell. And I'm not going to say this is a fault of Starfleet Academy per se. It's a fault of writers of late, which is it's tell, don't show. So the problem with tell, don't show is it doesn't bring the audience into the story as much as letting them kind of create their own headcanon a little bit at a time.
The problem is that they end up with so little meat on the bones that the headcanon is meaningless because there's nothing to properly headcanon.
Yeah, you're given that entire character. Now, with what we saw, the character of Caleb in that first opening sequence where he's the little kid with his mom, and the captain comes to separate them and imprison her. That's a nice little bit of backstory because we don't know what happened. We hear a little bit as that entire episode progresses. We get more and more of it, which is nice. That's how you do it. That's why I like that first episode. But then we get into the overpowered kids, the Wesley Crushers, if you will. Oh, I know how to do reprogrammable matter. Yeah, I don't think
To be
so.
honest, having someone who understands the concept of reprogrammable matter, uh, who in that particular era does make sense. It's just one of those things. It's just like that feels like the sort of thing that you would want to have as a college course.
Yeah.
If you're Starfleet, not something that you have someone who just happens to know and is the only. What I would have done with that is like uh, having the programmable matter obstacle come up as something for the students to overcome is actually a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would have done is I would have one of the instructors tell them what to do to fix it and actually have the students learn something.
Well, yeah, you do it like you do in real life. You teach them what it is, how to do the thing, have them practice with it, and then you give them the chance to actually do something.
Yeah, because like what they did with that particular plot element is like the instructors didn't know. The students had pre-existing knowledge where they don't need the instructors to tell them. So what are the instructors here for?
Yeah, my question is, where would Caleb have learned it? If it's, Maywin says, you probably have the basics of programmable matter in grade school, but Caleb didn't go to grade school.
I
Paul
actually
Giamatti, I can't remember what his name is.
I actually
Who
don't think
they
that's the
teach?
right approach here because of the fact that programmable matter is considered in the universe to be something on par with warp field theory, where yes, people in grade school know that it exists.
Yeah,
They don't understand it.
yeah. Okay, I can go with that.
What
So,
do they teach at Starfleet Academy?
we don't know. We should know, but we don't know.
See, because like one thing that came up in some of the episodes is that there are classes at Starfleet Academy for people who have warp field theory as part of their job in Starfleet, where they
Right.
will actually learn it at some academy taught by Starfleet.
Oh,
You know.
actually, I think Jordy references attending a class, the equivalent of freshman year. He was already decided he wanted to be an engineer, but he's taking one of his early formal classes in warp field theory.
Mhm.
And I don't remember. It's got to be in a book rather than in one of the episodes. But he's talking about it and talking about the teacher or the lecturer, whoever. And as he put it, something about the lecture was so good that even people who didn't want to go into it got interested in it. But it gives the inference that you might know you want to be an engineer, like you might know you want to be a doctor, but it's not till you get to medical school that you go, oh, I want to be an
Oh,
obstetrician or I want to be a surgeon or
I
whatever.
I, I I I know what was going on with that one. That was one of the Wesley Crusher episodes where Wesley Crusher is talking to various people about figuring out what he wants to do as a
Maybe that was it,
Starfleet
yeah.
officer. Because they did several things with Wesley Crusher that are actually kind of sort of on par with Starfleet Academy, which is part of the reason for the "Shut Up, Wesley" meme.
Yeah.
Because people found Wesley Crusher to be insufferable at times, in universe and out of universe. People found him to be insufferable, which is the reason why you have the scene of Picard telling him to shut up.
Yeah, shut up,
because
Wesley.
he was being insufferable.
Maywin says he doesn't think it's true programmable matter is portrayed to be in use everywhere in Discovery. I'm not going to argue that. Having it be in use, though, when it is a substance capable of changing its physical properties, such as shape, density, or stiffness, operates through interconnected modules or nanoparticles that rearrange, often using techniques like folding or electromagnetic actuation to form specific complex 3D structures. So, could he know how to use it? Yeah, I will totally buy he could know how to use it. Could he know how to make it happen? That I would disagree with. Just
There's actually two things that I have as thoughts related to this. One, how many people do you have in real life in modern times who know how to use a cell phone?
lots.
Quite
How
a lot.
many of those people do you think could actually build a cell phone?
Of the people I know, none.
Exactly. Because like knowing how to control programmable matter when you have a specific application set up specifically to do that okay, knowing how to actually like set up the application to work properly, there is actually a line in the episode with the whole programmable matter engulfing the ship thing. The bad guy who enshrouded the ship with programmable matter thought it was impossible for them to remove it, and most of the crew thought it was impossible for them to remove it. Hey yo, how you
Hey,
doing?
Maywin. How are you doing?
Yeah, I still think Caleb could because he's been living on that ship with his mom and his homeboy. What's his name? Paul Giamatti's
Paul Giamatti, yeah. But at that point, Caleb is only like a couple of years,
Yeah, but
6 years
he can
old.
still watch.
Yeah, he could watch,
I
but
know, but it's still the Wesley Crusher syndrome of being like extra special because reasons. And
I would think in that case.
To be fair, I will accept this because you know what? They had that girl eat her damn comm badge in episode 1. So, I mean, yeah, I accept there could be a few Wesley Crusher style characters out there.
Yeah, but I
Can't
would
be
think
the only one.
the Caleb character is probably going to be closer to Travis in Enterprise, where he's well versed in a lot of stuff in general terms. I mean, he can do a lot of stuff, but I mean, he can do everything he needs to survive to keep things going. But I don't know how much of a technical knowledge he has, because that's
Yeah,
one of my
Mayweather talks about that a lot.
well, one of my favorite
was-
things about Star Trek Enterprise is mentioning that they had an engineer on the Star Trek that is the equivalent of Florida Man.
Okay. Mr. Tucker.
He is actually from Florida.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I just never thought of him as Florida Man. That's pretty funny.
But he doesn't portray himself as Florida Man at all.
No, thank goodness, but it is a funny line.
He does a whole bunch of stuff that you would not expect Starfleet engineers to do. It's like one of the times where they're talking about some modification he made to the warp core. He basically tells the captain that he hotwired. That's more or less what he tells the captain.
Well, if you want to go into more of it, a Florida man got pregnant by an alien today.
After sexual assault by that alien lady, yes.
Yes, but so what's the hell? Do you know what Florida Man is?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was a uniquely American thing, but
I think it's right across the world by now.
one reason Florida Man and Florida Woman is a thing, though, is because Florida has something called the Sunshine Laws, which are the best disinfectant is sunshine. So criminal cases, unless they involve children, are made public.
Yeah,
Court
you
cases
can
are
basically
public.
Just
Yeah.
look at a public database and read through it to see what for stupidity people have gotten locked up for this week.
Yeah. On this date in
Here's
Florida,
nothing
and you can pull up anything, and that's pretty much because Florida has these laws that make everything open. Like I said, unless it involves children. And even with things like that, court cases for like divorces are frequently made, almost always made public, but any reference to kids is kept under like the child or the female child. They don't go into any specifics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
but like
it's why Florida is a thing.
it's one of those things where the logic behind it is that we don't have a valid reason to keep it secret.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
all stuff that in theory should be public knowledge. So it's like the only difference is how the information is available and the fact that you can just look at official transcripts of everything.
Yeah. You can look at them, you can request them, you can buy them. And come here.
How are the
fine.
sunshine laws working out for Florida? Is it disinfecting something, or are the crime statistics just as high as in
It disinfects in terms of it's very hard, much harder for a judge or a lawyer or the cops to get bribed and conceal things. That's where it's disinfecting it. If everything is incredibly open and court cases are shown on live TV or on YouTube or the court channel, and you can see everything that's going on, it's really hard to hide stuff. And if you think something's going on, You can question it. I mean, you can't interrupt a court case to do it, but you could,
I thought it was so bad.
It's
Who
like
was
it was saying.
California DA had that problem when they had a judge who accepted a bribe. He got caught, and then they had to look back. And he had been a judge for like 50 years. They had to look back on every single case and re-look through everything. I was like, oh god,
Well, it's actually
that
one of
must have
those
been
things
fun.
that has been brought up in multiple situations about um, it simply being difficult to look up old cases because of the fact that people were methodically burying the paperwork.
yeah. So there's a few other states that are very open with court cases. For Michigan,
Most of
Michigan's,
them are.
pardon?
Most of them are.
I know Michigan's pretty
Oh my
easy to
god.
find cases. Not Illinois. Illinois hides everything, but Illinois, Illinois sends its governors to jail after they've served a couple of terms.
Well, I mean, there's reasons for it.
I'm trying to think when the last time we had a governor not go to jail after he got out of office.
Hmm.
I can't think of one off the top of my head. It's an interesting state. I don't live there anymore. But getting back to Starfleet Academy, while I can see your point, Maywin, I don't think. Well, maybe by the time he's ready to go to the academy, he would have learned enough to be able to know how to do things. But I think he would have learned to do it more from, like a lot of us learn how to do coding, or a lot of us learn how to do computer stuff. It's because we just get in there and start trying to figure out what the heck. And
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt. But
yeah. Because like
the
having
the
him,
guy helped.
hi, Graz.
I,
The
I,
guy helped.
Hello.
I don't personally have a argument against him being someone who is familiar with it, but having him be the only person on the ship who can figure out how to remove it is just what are the instructors here for?
Okay, maybe. Well, the
I think
instructors
partly it's
should
because the programming that Paul's character is using for the matter is still the same. He hasn't changed it since that Caleb was a child. Caleb saw probably heard a million things that that they were all doing and probably remembered it.
Yeah, but then he would have
That's
to
Hmm.
figure
why.
out how to make the Athena's systems affect the programmable matter, because I can't imagine it would be the same systems that the Paul
Well,
Giamatti
he
ship
doesn't have a life of
versus.
crime.
He could figure it out. Would be possible. It's more likely that one of the Starfleet trained officers should know how to do it before the other guy. But let's say, I can't remember, they were separated because of reasons. They're on one side of the ship and they're on the other side of the ship. Somebody could have talked him through it, would have been a better storyline than he figured out all this stuff, because that puts him into the Wunderkind.
This is the reason why I mentioned Wesley earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Is
You're
there's the
absolutely
whole
right
thing
with
of
that.
like being like
So,
hyper competent because reasons,
Yeah,
and
but Wesley
no
has
one
been
really
so you,
has.
you
has had
so y'all
access
don't
to.
want the Star Trek world to have people like you know I my mind went blank trying to think of scientists all of a sudden.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's
Super
like
genius. No, there's a bunch of them. My mind just can't think of a single one right now. All of a sudden,
No,
he,
I
you know,
think
the
the
thing here though is when you have the academy students start out as super geniuses and you're supposed to be teaching them things. Like it doesn't really make sense to have like it's like that was part of the whole like Wesley Crusher thing. It's like Wesley Crusher was able to beat Data at certain things.
here would
And
be
you're
my
like,
question
huh?
regarding that. Would there be these super geniuses in that universe? Sure, absolutely. That would absolutely exist. How many would go to Starfleet Academy? Some,
Hmm.
absolutely
Yeah.
some.
just might have happened that she knew him. That she just ran across him. It happens.
Yeah.
Things like that happen.
Okay,
They
so
pull geniuses from the worst places in on this planet.
yeah,
Every so
But
often they
but
find one.
but when they find them,
but
they don't necessarily go to West Point. They might go to Harvard or Stanford or
or DARPA.
yeah, they could go to any
One.
place. So we need to make sure
Okay,
that
so we'll go. Do we go back to the first episode where she mentioned that the Federation and that species had a treaty?
yeah, that doesn't mean that there's
about
not other.
that was part of the deal. No,
I'm
that was
just
the deal.
saying
You
that there
you
should be
worked
more
for you
schools.
for the Federation.
Yeah.
She wanted him to join the academy because she knows he's smart.
I
Happens.
get how they set it up to make him that person. I just feel like it's a
But my
plot
argument
convenience to make him
not
that
that it's
person.
impossible from an in-universe perspective, but that it's bad
It's
storytelling
bad
to have
storytelling.
one of the academy students show up and start teaching the teachers how to teach people things.
Yeah, actually, Maywin, that's a really good point. It's not that you're right. It's not that he might not be capable of doing all this stuff. It's lousy storytelling made the way they made that happen. They could have told that better.
I mean, like him knowing the
I know you
virtual
hate Tig, but
password
you've
to
been
this
perfect for that.
making this particular batch of programmable matter do things is, a valid thing because like unique character background, he just knows stuff related to
Hmm.
that.
Yeah,
Having him all well, like you said, is like having him also know how to broadcast the code to make it do exactly what they want without any assistance from anyone else on the
but
ship. That's bad storytelling.
they could have written a
Like,
few lines
like
of dialogue earlier when Caleb's talking with Aki or Aki or whatever her name is. Earlier, throw in a
Why,
few lines
mom?
of dialogue to make this all start tying together. Because just pulling it out of his butt that way is not great storytelling. So yeah, so let's say you're right. He learned it when he was working with Paul Giamatti. All this stuff is stuff that he knows. She makes a reference to that, or he makes a reference to it, or you build it in rather than just having it be the God machine popping in there of he can do it.
yeah, because
No,
like
he did
my thought
explain it to
about
her.
Pardon?
well, my
He did explain it to her. He said when he was on the ship, that he did that the guy would use that stuff. He did explain it to
that,
her
that
over the
that's
com.
not an explanation. That's basically like a one-liner
No,
saying that
actually,
I have the secret code.
he
Okay,
could
well,
throw it.
so you hold. Y'all want 20 minutes. Y'all don't want 20 minutes of lore dumping, but a
Yeah,
one-liner's not enough.
yeah. No, one liner's not
Here,
quite enough, but it could have been a
I'm
one
not. I'm
liner
not gonna
of
say it.
I helped him do that, or he taught me how to. A few words of yeah, that was one of the things he had me do. Yes, you are right.
see,
So there is part.
it's not
Hold on,
about the
hold on, hold on.
volume of lore. It's not about the volume of lore. It's about how impactful the lore is
Yeah.
on the story.
There's a lot of words
And
going out in Starfleet Academy. Better writers could have made this story work better. And I suspect there's a part of it being that they don't have individual writers. They have writing teams where so many people are contributing ideas that writing for getting a finer piece of writing that conveys the story without saying so much but with showing it better would have worked. It does work better. I'm not saying I don't
yes,
like it. I think it's just far fetched the way they lead into it. But you're right. You're
it's
right. They could have.
it's kind of like the whole like too many cooks spoil the broth thing, but applied to writing because like you have multiple people trying to do their own thing, and the end result ends up being somewhat incoherent.
Oh yeah, look at the writing list, the writers list for Academy. Every single episode has two different writers on it, and then
Yeah.
they swap back and forth. They mix in and out. It's like
Like
Well,
I
like
know they kind of did that with TOS too. And they did that with a lot of the others because it wasn't just Gene writing TOS.
oh yeah. Well,
You
well,
know, it wasn't
well,
just
well,
Gene writing
well,
TNG, but
TOS, TNG, and Voyager are episodic series. That is, each
yeah.
episode can be standalone. It doesn't have to have an overall arc. DS9 had to have that overall arc after what, year three when they made the Cardassian War arc. And to do that, they
yeah,
had to have a writing team that was sticking to a storyline. You could have a few one offs in there, but overall, you had to have consistent characters, consistent speech patterns. If you ever notice, the speech patterns in each character are very, very structured so that Martok
hmm
always sounds like Martok. Um,
Mhm.
Going back to TOS, TNG, they could have a lot more standalone things. You didn't have those bigger story arcs. But if you want a series that had a great 5 season arc, it's Lower Decks. It's just you didn't know it was an arc till you get to the last 2 episodes, and it kind of was a oh moment.
A lot of
And you realize that the guy had written the whole story arc to come to a specific ending point,
Well,
and he
also
knew where
this
he was
reminds
going
me
with
a
it.
lot of Babylon 5
Yeah.
because JMS
Uh-huh.
wrote out a big picture for like 9 seasons or something, of which
It
only
was
like
five.
five got
It,
made.
it was 5 seasons.
Flo the Snitchy has joined us. Flo says they went from anthological to serialized. Yeah, yeah. So if you go back and watch TOS, Voyager, and you get them, well, Voyager less so, but you get them in the wrong order, it still pretty much works. There's a few that don't work that way, but let's say if you watch uh, the cliffhanger, the good one, in TNG,
The
Oh,
best of both.
Best of Both
the
Worlds.
one the actually no, the best cliffhanger ending to utterly confuse people is the one with Hugh. It's like the ending of the episode where they meet Hugh
No, but that's not where
is
I was going with this.
and
Thank
it's
you,
an end of,
Zizzimer.
it's an end of season cliffhanger where if you only watch half of the episode, you will be utterly baffled by what's going on.
It's kind of not where I was going with this, but give me a sec here. So if you watch Best of Both Worlds and you don't see the next episode and you go on to another one, that's fine. But if you take that standalone episode, Family, and you have not seen Best of Both Worlds prior to that, it's like, what the heck is this about?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only a few in TNG that you have to have A to get to B.
Well,
TOS,
but
much
also
less
it's
so.
like the Hugh one. If you don't see the episode when they introduce lore, there's a whole lot of context you're going to be missing.
Yeah, but there's specific ones where A has to lead to B. Uh, TNG, somewhat you can mess up this ears, and it's okay with the exception of like Pulaski versus Beverly in and out, things like that.
ADR.
Wesley disappears. Voyager is a little bit more consistent because you're seeing whole groups of characters disappearing. They're in different areas of space. The team structure gets affected by their years working together.
Yeah, yeah, very much. But because that's actually like the kind of logic I would actually put into a Starfleet Academy series if I was to write it. It's like you don't have the cast doing exactly the same thing over and over again. You have them, progress through learning to do things at the academy, so you're not going to have them taking the same courses every season.
Right. Flo has asked, and I'll put this out there for all of you, do you have an all-time favorite Trek episode or film?
Nope.
No?
I gave up trying to have an all-time favorite a long time ago.
Okay.
Beyond the Farthest Star, which I'm only using as my favorite because it's actually the first episode of Star Trek I ever saw.
Which one was it?
Beyond the Farthest Star,
Which
which
one?
is an from the animated series, and that's why
Oh.
most people
Oh.
don't recognize the
That's
name.
why I didn't recognize it. Yeah, Drunken
I
Heretic,
actually found a
Johanna.
ViewMaster reel of a copy of
You've
that, and
mentioned that
that was
one.
the first Star Trek episode I ever saw.
Myth Dustards points out Q-less is an episode where I feel like you could be lost if you hadn't seen Vash episodes. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
really good point.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Every now and then, when they're doing Q episodes, they will heavily reference something Q did before in a different series.
uh, what's the hell? Do you have a favorite episode or a favorite movie?
Not really.
Mayor Hockman's got his. May win. No, Graz?
Uh, Pretty much. I'll say this: I have 3 movies that I
Ooh.
enjoy watching over and over again,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and just depending on my mood, they'll randomly fluctuate in position. Uh, in chronological order, it'll be Wrath of Khan, Undiscovered Country, and First Contact.
Interesting.
Yeah, and some days that might be Undiscovered is my top choice, or it could be Wrath of Khan, or it could be First Contact.
Wrath of Khan and First Contact, I think, are both brilliant movies. Undiscovered Country, I think, is unappreciated or underappreciated because it's really quite good.
Oh yeah.
If I,
Pretty much it was pretty much everyone knows that it's the final movie for the
yeah, for that crew,
original.
and it's such a lovely homage to them.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. They,
And you get to
they
meet the most cowardly Klingon ever.
well,
yeah,
I wouldn't call him a coward. I would call him more. He's realistic. That yeah, he's going to go ahead and dishonor himself in a manner of speaking, but he's trying to save his people.
See, another thing to remember about the Undiscovered Country is the fact that the TOS movies and their treatment of Klingons was a weird middle ground between the way Klingons are treated in TNG and later stuff and the way they were treated in TOS, which was drastically different. If they hadn't used the name Klingon for both of them and, decided to write them as being the same race, no one wouldn't have connected the two.
Drunken
They don't
Heretic
look the same or act the same.
for.
When then
I'm sorry.
in the motion picture they went, we finally have money. Let's actually spend it.
Yeah, we watched the movie here a couple of weeks ago, so the beginning of the year.
What is the
I,
first time we saw the new Klingons?
the the new Klingons?
Well, the new old Klingons, the Ridges, when they brought back the Ridges was
Uh,
in the first movie, wasn't it? Because then they didn't they get a transmission from Klingons
yeah, you're right. They
that had
did.
encountered
They're
it?
different ridges, but they are ridged.
Yeah, like all of the TOS movies had Klingons with the wrinkly forehead stuff, unlike TOS. But the way they behaved wasn't really the space Viking Klingons that we have
No, no,
later
no. They're
on.
not space Vikings. They're space somethings. I well, I like the movies, and 2, 4, and 6 are good, and First Contact's good. There's 2 episodes that for me are the best episodes. Then will get me every time. I don't watch them a lot because they're really well written, well acted. And one is in Voyager of all things, Real Life,
Hmm.
and in TNG, The Inner Light.
Hmm.
Those two
Inner Light's
episodes.
What's
an
their life?
interesting one because of just how deeply it investigates the nature of the alien of the week.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
it was an exceptionally well crafted story, but they're both very personal stories. I mean, they tell a lot about that character, and I love character driven stories.
Part of
Much.
what made the Inner Light so fun is because of the fact that it's not actually Picard's point of view. It's the point of view of whoever's memories got recorded and
Mm-hmm.
shot into space in that probe.
But at the
So
end of.
you're not learning about Picard's past. You're learning
Oh,
about
no.
some guy.
Yeah, exactly. But then this, what happens after that, how going through that experience affected him, just like with real life, going through that experience and how it affected the doctor is what I think what makes for the great story.
Well,
It's
and
got
in
the long
Picard's
term
case,
implications.
he actually kept the Resican flute on in his quarters for
Right,
the
right,
rest of TNG, and he that's actually one of the things he's looking for in the wreckage of the
right.
Enterprise D
Yes.
in the movie when that gets destroyed.
Mm-hmm. That and the album. Myth Dustard says I would rank the first 10 Trek movies as 2, 4, Insurrection, Star Trek 3, Generations, First Contact, Final Frontier, Nemesis, the motion picture. Interesting arrangement.
Hmm.
Insurrection? Really?
Yeah.
That high?
Hey,
Wow.
you get
Insurrection had
to
a
like
lot
what
of
you
good
like.
ideas, in my opinion.
He
I
says I
didn't
enjoy
like it very
Insurrection because
much.
of how the cast is utilized, the
Insurrection.
space battles, the comedy, and
Wasn't
Jerry
that the one with the
Goldsmith's.
sorry.
Insurrection was the Sona and the
Yeah.
Baku.
Yeah, the space Amish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the space. It's more like
I
That's
wouldn't
great.
consider that a good analogy. I really would not consider that good.
what do you call?
Why?
No reason to insult the Amish people. So
Yes, like that.
There's
Wow.
there's another term for people who turn away from technology, and I can't remember what it is.
Luddites.
Luddites, yes, space Luddites.
Because that was actually the whole thing is that they decided that technology is making our lives complicated and bad, and we don't like it. And then when you find out why, you realize that it's psychological trauma inflicted on the civilization's leaders, and that the majority of them don't really feel that way. And that's the reason why they had the schism
Hmm.
splitting into between the Sona and the
Yeah.
Baku is that um the actual like leaders wanted the race to do that. The majority of them didn't really agree with the leader.
Yeah. But they had the technology to be able to separate and go to this other planet. The problem I have with the Baku, this really small problem, there didn't seem to be enough people to have a viable genetic pool to become a larger population. Obviously, when you grow that old, you don't have to grow fast, but it's not a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people.
actually one of the things with that's kind of interesting is because the fact that it's kind of sort of um they're doing what they're making the best that they can, and it's like, while that is something that would be a problem, it's not a problem that's started to cripple them yet.
No, and it probably won't. When you have a small population that isn't growing fast, you don't have to worry about a lot of things like agriculture, crops, crop rotation. But you look at what they're doing for their arts and crafts, and they're dealing with very fine fabrics, but we're not seeing any signs of fine fabric looms and how you produce that kind of thread. And we've got the bread being baked, but at no point do we see fields of grain, etc., etc.
Probably didn't want
One
to spend the
thing
money.
Yeah,
one thing that I've seen people suggest is that okay, they outright state that the Baku brought whatever tech they had available
right.
to them
Hmm.
that they could to the planet, and
Right.
they built the colony using the whatever advanced technology their race had available to them at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
And
that's if it's not in the movie, it's
Picard
in the book.
actually finds some of it hidden under the floor of a house.
I think that's
And
in the book
one
because it's
thing,
definitely not in the movie.
it's one of those blink and you'll miss it scenes. But yeah, if I remember, it's like you see a piece of Baku technology where he like digs it up under a floor, and it's like he sees it for 2 seconds, and then he talks to the Baku leader. It's like, where did this come from? Why is it here? And then she explains the whole like troubled past, why they left their actual home world to come to this planet, and how they're kind of sort of refugees trying to escape their race's violent past and something something something. They built the colony using technology that
No,
was,
no,
um
no, no. He went down there and asked her
How
how
old?
old are you, and then
Yeah,
she
there you go.
explained all that.
That's exactly it.
no,
Yeah.
I mean,
She didn't.
that also comes up too, but there's a scene where he
I'm
finds
gonna
the
go watch that.
technology, and she explains what level of technology their race had, and how their race had some sort of like a civil war thing where they that ravaged their homeworld, and they didn't really go into a whole lot of detail about what's left of their actual homeworld, but um,
I think the reason he goes back and asks her how old she is has to do with he realizes something that
He's
like he's
getting
not
younger.
getting older, or he's
Yeah,
he's
he
no,
was
no,
regressing.
no,
losing his wrinkles in his face.
Yeah.
that was because of the fact that Beverly Crusher does this scene where she's talking to Deanna about how her boobs are
No,
getting
no, that's
bigger.
way later. This is earlier
It's
in it.
later. Oh,
Yeah, because
but
it's
the crew on the ship had noticed the metaphasic radiation
right.
effect.
They had, but I don't think he put it together till he gets down there and his reasoning. It's been a long time since I read the book. The book does a better job of explaining his mental
Hmm.
rationale. But yeah, there's that moment when he goes to her in the middle of the night and says, "How old are you?"
Anyway, though, where I was going with all this stuff
Hmm.
is that the Baku had all their technology,
Take
unless
care, Flo. We
the
will talk to you later. Have a great night.
unless the
Eh,
Sona took it with them when the Sona left Baku. Um, the tech is still there, and a lot of it is probably still in use
I
because
I thought the diaspora between the Sona and the Baku wasn't from the Baku world, was it?
No,
No,
it was
no,
no.
Because
They
they,
weren't from
yeah, they were from
Baku.
someplace else, right?
no,
They're the
the
ones who
the
split away, not
the
the
the,
not
the,
everybody else.
the Sona were part of the Baku,
Right.
and when the Sona left the planet, they took the colony ship with them. The Baku didn't rip apart the ship that they came in. They left it in orbit as a functional starship. And when the Sona decided to split away from the Baku, that's when the ship was taken because the Sona used it to leave. Until then, it was still in orbit as a functional starship.
Right, but the Baku could not have originated on that planet because there's so few of them.
Yeah. We established that already.
Okay.
They did the whole like thing talking about how they left their real homeworld because
Hmm.
of war and and destruction, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
like
think he's right. I think the majority left. I think the majority left Baku, not the minority.
yeah,
Because
it's
how could the
like
Sona conquer all those other species?
well,
They
the,
need people. They need population.
they also talk about just like how many people are actually on board the Sona ships,
it says
and
it's
you're like,
about
wait a
80.
second, there's actually quite a lot of Sona.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking at this. It
So
says
they're
there's about
the
80
Baku were the
who were
minority.
involved in the original split. But
Because
even
like
even
the
when you
whole
watch
idea
them
of
walking around though when they're walking through the mountains, that's not a huge number of people.
yeah,
It's a couple
Nope.
hundred at most.
yeah. Like the biggest crowd scenes are a small town.
Honestly, there's probably too many children shown to you in the show. I mean,
That's a
in the
good
show, in the
point. I think you're
movie,
right.
there probably should have been less children. That way, it
Mm.
wouldn't seem like they're living a short life, where
Hmm.
these people are probably a couple hundred years old,
Yeah.
you
Uh,
know, and they're having kids now. Like you would think that there'd be a lot less doing,
right.
children
But
things.
According to Wikipedia,
anyway,
there were only 600 Baku on the
hmm.
planet.
Well, anyway, what I was getting at with this though is that I don't think they ever actually built their colony so that it was actually properly fully self-sustaining in a
Hmm.
uh, rural agricultural sense.
Yeah.
I think they were still using their advanced tech. They were just,
Kind of would
trying
have
to
to.
not rely on it for every aspect of their daily lives. And also trying to avoid breaking it because they didn't have the means to repair it.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
How did it come to that the Baku, the Sona, weren't allowed to stay anywhere near the Baku?
They opted to leave. They
Well,
left.
Yes,
see, because like
but
the, the
they let
the
it
the
come to a point where they need to somehow grind apart the planet. I don't know, young making force field, whatever. When they could just stay in orbit or wherever and stay young.
that is actually one of the weird plot points that I don't personally think ever got properly answered in it. Is like, why couldn't the Sona just like come and park a ship in orbit and just like sit in that ship because of the fact that there's nothing the Sona or there's nothing the Baku can do if the Sona are simply sitting in a ship in orbit.
You're
Because
100% right.
what
Absolutely.
You can build
what
a thousand space habitats in that area,
Hmm.
and
also
Probably. Well,
the
work
Baku
on
only
the ship
control a
too.
very tiny amount of the surface. You can just make a colony on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. They absolutely could have. So
I
it's
think partly the reason is the older you get, the faster you age when you leave it, when you leave the planet.
Uh,
It's an interesting
no,
Like,
thought.
So you're doing
no,
some Dorian Gray things when you're
no,
1,000 years
it
on the
really
planet.
doesn't do that. It really doesn't.
well, we don't know, but
The reason the Sona looked the way they did is because they were all over 100 years old.
Hmm.
Which
no,
brings up an interesting question. It's like, were the Sona actually reproducing the old-fashioned way?
Yeah,
You would
probably
think
not.
they are,
I'm
but
sure they were.
that never gets brought up. It's like you never see any Sona children. They act as if all of the Sona are people who uh, were actually on the Baku planet at one point in time and chose to leave.
I wonder, though. I mean,
Anyway,
Well,
you could
they
argue,
did describe that they did describe the Sona ship as a warship
yes,
when they, so there wouldn't be children on the warship.
theoretically, no.
Well, you would hope. You would hope there wouldn't be children on a
Yeah.
warship. You never know. You're right. You never know because Klingons they might.
Or the
You learn your
Federation.
first taste of battle. We don't have. They don't have warships. Yeah. That's it. The diplomatic
Oh.
courier.
Based on Star Trek Insurrection, the Sona did not have children because they were largely sterile. Their infertility was a result of the damage caused by extensive biological and genetic experimentation after they had abandoned the Baku lifestyle. Ooh.
Well, that makes sense.
Yep.
Messing with their genes too long, too much
Yeah.
to keep themselves alive longer. Kind of like it kind of reminds you of the Asgard in Stargate. They
Yeah.
kept cloning themselves until they couldn't clone themselves no more.
Yeah, I wonder though if they had come back and lived on the planet long. I mean, if they are sterile, it's going to be
Would
the
have
end of
repaired
their
them.
civilization. There would be no point in them capturing and destroying the planet and getting all the metaphasic radiation if it's not going to be a long-term cure.
That's an interesting thing with the Asgard that never got properly addressed in Stargate. Mm, no.
It had there's an offshoot that went to the Pegasus galaxy.
Wasn't Pegasus Galaxy, presumably. Yeah. Well, that wasn't properly explored, probably for good reason.
Well, I
Because
mean, like in the
once
case of
you.
Stargate, they wrote it as the Asgard are a dying race. Here's the explanation of why. Although it's
Hmm?
like you would think that the Asgard wouldn't, literally genetically engineer everyone, man, woman, and child, into being whatever new genetic template they came up with in their genetic tinkering. You would think they would have at least part of the population continue reproducing the old-fashioned way, but no, they chose
Yeah.
not to.
They probably wanted to get rid of biological things to worry about. They worry about intellectual things. So if they could get, it's kind of like Sheldon. If they can just get rid of the biological, tendencies, they can just keep,
Thor actually
learning.
expl- Thor actually explained it in Stargate as being a choice they made. They weren't choosing to stop reproducing, though. They were just they made a decision to extend their lifespans of the um everyone. It's just that they didn't. It had unfortunate side effects and made their race sterile, and they were never able to reproduce after the first round of genetic enhancements
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
they
that is
tried making on
probably
themselves.
something you are not supposed to think too much about, because
Of
how
course,
would that possibly work on
here's the
an
thing:
entire
it's like
species?
the entirety of this part of the Asgard backstory got explained in a single paragraph of text. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot of thought that the writers put into it either. But like they wanted to the Asgard to be a dying race. This is the explanation for why the Asgard are a dying race is because they genetically tinkered themselves into being unable to continue as a species.
Say that again and cut off at
Yep,
the end.
But
that'd
uh,
be a bit stupid. Yeah, that kind of plays into some issues you might have if you wanted to a race that is ending. How do you do that? How do you kill off an entire race of people who presumably have some invention up their sleeve to
well,
prevent anything you could think of that would kill a race of people?
yeah, like the Asgard were at the time one of the most advanced races in Stargate, and mm, let's see, the Gould
Can't
were
kill them with a
actually
big meteorite or something.
yeah, it's like they can't just like have them get killed off because like having a race like the replicators fighting a war with the Asgard, they did that already, and the Asgard didn't actually lose that war. It was something that the humans had to help the Asgard with, but it was in fact a war that the Asgard ended up winning. And after the Asgard won the war with the replicators, with the help of humans, obviously, um, you know, they have Baal as like in his like attempts at seizing control of all of the ancient technology in the galaxy, and that was the only like thing that would be a serious threat to um the Asgard until they came up with the whole Apophis plot line, which that gets different things, but whatever.
Yeah, it's yet another thing where if you can't kill off a species and you'll have one more exit round that you can't even think of a species could be taking to avoid their own extinction.
Well, what they did with
So
the
how you
Asgard is
do you get rid of them?
is
Uh,
is that the Asgard had decided that their race was doomed and that all of their attempts at fixing the genetic damage that they had done to themselves weren't working. So and that they had concluded that none of the members of their race was going to be able to survive more than a few years. So they decided to basically just like commit mass suicide by
I'm
literally imploding their planet to destroy all of their own technology, and the only Asgard technology left is what they gave to the SG-1 team.
I'm going to interrupt for a
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
second because
almost got destroyed as well, thanks to the Ori.
Yep.
Existimer makes a comment here
Was a
that
bit
I,
stupid.
I don't know what language this is in, but maybe it'll make some sense to someone here. I like the bit where the Thor's hammer ship Tron deletes that place. Does that make sense?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's
Okay.
like it's talking about one of those times when they have Asgard weaponry actually getting seen being used in a way that makes it look scary.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
one of
that
the gimmicks with the replicators and why the Asgard had a problem fighting them is that the replicators had very good defenses against energy weaponry, which meant that Asgard weaponry, as amazing as it is against everything that's not a replicator, made it not work great against the replicators. Well, what he's saying about the whole like Tron deleting thing is Thor's ship just blowing something to hell.
Well,
that was in that
it,
episode where they
Dereses
met
it?
the Viking people, where Tyr got trapped in that device and was in danger of losing his symbiote because the device thought that symbiote is a Jafar and we can't have that on that planet.
Yeah,
So they
there's
Do we
that
have a?
destroyed
too.
the device. So
Yeah,
they destroyed this entrapment device, and Goa'uld comes along and tries to enslave the Viking people. And then they solve some problems, and then the Asgard come along and drop the lead, the Goa'uld.
yeah, yeah. It's like one of the few times they actually showed a Gould ship fight an Asgard ship. And then we find out why the Gould are scared of the Asgard and mostly avoid them.
But wasn't Earth under protection of the Asgard for a while there?
Well, yes, exactly. Is that there was a point
Never.
where the coalition of system lords had to deal with a treaty imposed on them by the Asgard. And one of the things in the treaty is to not attack Earth. Because in theory, the coalition of system lords could just invade Earth and rip everything to shreds. They actually do that in one of the alternate timeline episodes where like the coalition of system lords didn't sign the treaty with the Asgard and instead chose to invade Earth and take over SG-1.
Or some alternate timeline where what's his name? Apophis was actually successful.
Yeah, that guy.
Well, folks, since we're getting off into SG1 stuff, which I don't speak SG1, I have seen it, but not like you guys have. I'm going to go take my dogs out. Y'all can keep
Mm,
here and chit chat as long as you want. Tomorrow evening is just start Fleet Academy episodes 4 and 5. So we'll start that at 6:30 tomorrow evening, and we'll be here to do what the heck are we gonna do here first? Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's EPO tagging.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, EPO tagging. We don't need to team up to do EPO tagging tomorrow, so you're on your own for that one. But
Yeah, teaming up
Good.
for that
Team
literally
up to
doesn't
do
work.
attacking, you get an accolade for that if you do 100 EVOs
God, I
tagged.
have done hundreds of
And your
EPO
team's
taggings.
and that's 6.
I have done so many EPO taggings. It's they know me there.
You never do enough.
My son and I used to go to Star Trek: The Experience a lot because I was based out of Vegas for about a year, and I stayed in the hotel because it was easier. It got to the point where we would walk in, they'd be like, "Hey, it's," and then greet us by name. That's kind of how I feel when I go to the EPO fields. Hey, it's Mom.
Right.
They know me too well. Anyway, thank you guys for a wonderful evening of chit chat. That was amazing. I have a feeling if we stick around after tomorrow night's show, we're going to have another evening of chit chat. And your opinions are always welcome. As long as we keep it respectful like we did today, yay, we can do this. Have a great night, everybody. I'm going to go take care of my doggos. You guys take care of yourselves, and we will talk to you later.
Have fun.